24, captain Lewis Gregory. Number 54, Ben Grieve. Number 52, Roloff van der Merwe. Number 38, Josh Davey. Number 17, Jack Leach. And number 12, Riley Meredith. All right, time to confirm your Gloucestershire starting 11. Number 88, sponsored by Empire Fighting Champs, Miles Hammond. Number 4, sponsored by Pace Overseas Star, Cameron Bancroft. Number 25, Wicketkeeper, sponsored by Clifton Coffee Roasters, it's James Bracey. Sponsored by Pearcroft. Number 30, Bo Webster. Number 10, sponsored by Arthur David, Captain Jack Taylor. Number 64, sponsored by BIE Magnum, it's Ben Charlesworth. Number 67, sponsored by The Waiting Game, it's Ollie Price. Number 90, sponsored by Another Level Projects, it's Marchon Zalanga. Number 14, sponsored by Acronyms, David Payne. Number 36, sponsored by the Keynsham Courtyard, Matt Taylor. Number 5, sponsored by 6 O'Clock Gin, Josh Shaw. And last but by no means least, our 12th man, wearing number 1, sponsored by Tockington Manor School, it's Alfred the Gorilla. Okay, we've just seen Josh Shaw on the big screen. We've just seen him hitting a 6-over long-on to win the game last night. Let's hear from him. He caught up with Jack Longstaff earlier on today from Gloucestershire TV to recap a bit of a memorable night.
Josh, we're here at Bristol a couple of hours before the match against Somerset this evening, but first, before we talk about that, just a few words on last night's incredible win away at Glamorgan. Yours played an influential innings. Josh, and good luck tonight.
Thank you so much for your tremendous support. Sold out Bristol Friday night. Gloucestershire against Somerset in the Vitality Blast. Coming your way very shortly. First, let's introduce the Guard of Honour from Bristol West Indian Phoenix Cricket Club. Under 11s and under 13s. Give them a big round of applause.
There's the scene. The Seat Unique Stadium on Cider Derby evening. Just about every seat that was available to be sold has been sold. There might be a few members who are away who aren't here tonight, but basically 6,500 or thereabouts. And you on the stream, welcome to Bristol, wherever you are. I'm Ian Randall. Dan Whiting is, as ever, alongside me. And in fact, what I should say, I'm pleased to be back alongside you, because my voice was in no state for the last two games. And I'm pleased that it's at least a semblance of normality has been restored. And the important thing is, the news at the toss is that Gloucestershire have won the toss and they've asked Somerset to bat.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's the big one, Ian, isn't it? The West Country Derby, El Cider Co. I can't wait for this one. It's the highlight of the year here, isn't it? In blast season, definitely. And the crowd are loving it. It's building up nicely. Friday night in Bristol, end of the week. Get a cold one in your hand and come and watch some lovely cricket. What a fantastic feast we've got lined up.
And Gloucestershire, of course, come into it off 3 away games where the records have been tie, win, win. A very close game at the Oval where they really squeezed a point out of that game. A thumping win against Kent at Canterbury. And then last night, an absolute cliffhanger at Cardiff, where they, in a sense, they had no right to get close from the position they were. But while Jack Taylor was still in, there was a chance. And when Taylor was out, there were only 2 balls to go. And Josh Shaw took it upon himself to win the game when Andy Galvin bowled basically a pie to him for the last ball.
Cardiology units all over Bristol are full up today after that last night. Honestly, it was heart-stopping stuff, but what a game of cricket it really was. And credit to Mark Lane for instilling this sort of never say die attitude in this side, and they don't give up, do they? They don't know when they're beaten, this lot. And Somerset come here though, they're a good side as well. They're champions. They won the Vitality Blast last year. They've won 5 out of 7 this season, and something will give tonight. Let's see what gives.
Well, recent form in this fixture on this ground is very one-sided. Gloucestershire won 5 in a row until 3 years ago, and Somerset have won the last 3.
That was till I started working for Gloucestershire.
So whilst Dan just ponders that, let's give you the team news. Gloucestershire have made 1 change from the side that played last night at Cardiff. Graham Van Buren is not in the team tonight. Ollie Price takes his place. He will also bat at 7. The rest of the side basically at the moment picks itself. Cameron Bancroft Miles Hammond, James Bracey at 3, Bo Webster at 4, Jack Taylor will bat at 5, Ben Charlesworth, who's had a couple of really unfortunate dismissals lately. That tremendous catch by Labuschagne last night. He was run out by direct hit here from James Vince, which again on many grounds you wouldn't see. Charlesworth at 6, Ollie Price at 7, and then Marchant de Lange, Matt Taylor, Josh Shaw and David Payne, most of whom we hope won't need to bat, but they will have an important job with the ball.
Somerset have got an interesting one though, haven't they? So, Somerset, Banton, Smead, Kohler Cadmore, Abel, Dixon. That's, the norm. Then you've got Lewis Gregory, Ben Green, Ronald van der Merwe, who had heroics on this ground 2 years ago with the bat, didn't he? That was probably one of the best innings I have seen in T20 cricket for a long, long time. Then you've got Josh Davey, Riley Meredith. Look out for him tonight. He is quick, he's slippery, and he is a lot quicker than he looks. And then Jack Leach playing T20 cricket for Somerset. What's going on there, Ian?
Well, obviously he's had a lot of time out.
Yeah.
He got 100 in the seconds this week.
This week, yeah.
But he's only ever played 2 T20 matches in his career, and both of them were in 2021. So it's an interesting selection. Perhaps they just want to get him back in the first team mix ahead of the game at Trent Bridge, which is in the Championship, which starts on Sunday.
Yeah, umpires tonight are Paul Baldwin and from Cheddar Cricket Club, Ben Peverell. So Leach's birthday tomorrow as well, so maybe...
Yeah, Meredith's today.
Ronnie Meredith's today and mine on Sunday, Ian, so there you go.
Yours on Sunday?
Mine on Sunday, yeah. Here come the Gloucestershire side, led on by Alfred the Gorilla, the mascot here. And they will be up for this one. They will be up for this one, without a shadow of a doubt.
And it's worth just saying, you say about the holders, 7 of this team played in the final last year. So they're a formidable T20 unit, Somerset. But Gloucestershire, having won the toss, have decided they're going to chase. And last year, they were asked to chase 232. And no one has ever done that on this ground.
No. Well, Will Smead came here last year, didn't he? And absolutely peppered the houses all around here. And Gloucestershire will want to see the back of him pretty early. David Payne has been in wonderful form. He's been in fantastic form. Anyway, here he comes. And he's going to be bowling to Tom Banton. Early on, we're in the power play, so we've got a third and we've got a deep backward square of the 2 men out in the Cedar Homes power play. Here we go, the West Country derby. David Payne comes in from the pavilion end. Banton pushes that out into the offside. Jack Taylor fields, no run.
Interesting that Somerset do not have a left-hander in their batting lineup.
Leach. No, he's right-handed. He's right-handed, bowls left arm. Yeah. He also throws with his right arm. Have you noticed that? Payne in. That's just short there.
Webster, I think.
Of Webster in the covers.
Wasn't a chance.
If anyone's going to catch it, let's have another look at this. It's just short of him. If anyone's going to catch it, Bo Webster will with those long arms of his, but it just landed tantalisingly close. Payne. Banton again defends. Good work there, Bancroft in quickly from the covers.
One thing we should say that may have influenced Jack Taylor's decision, the strip they're using for this game is the same one that they used for the double header when Gloucestershire played Sussex after the Western Storm game earlier in the day.
Interesting. I personally think that Gloucestershire have thrived in away games on the fresher decks. But anyway, here's Payne. That's drilled and that goes through Bancroft. I think he's got something on it. Hammond's in pursuit. And ball goes into James Bracey's gloves. Somerset are off the mark. Smeed will be looking to replicate that devastating knock last year.
He basically averages a 50 for every 6 innings he gets in this form of the game. He doesn't play first class, only plays
white ball cricket.
Only plays white ball cricket.
Yep. Well, if it's anything like last year, I'm glad my car is parked behind those flats and not in the normal car park here. Payne into Smeed, who just nurdles that one into the onside, and they pick up one. Jack Taylor runs round. Jack Taylor absolutely outstanding last night. I thought he needs a lot of credit, I think, for his captaincy, let alone, his batting last night was superb, but his captaincy, he's thinking outside the box, and I think Jack Taylor needs a lot of credit, along with Mark Lane, for this attitude instilled in this Gloucestershire side. Payne in. That's gone up in the air. Where's that going? Jack Taylor, is he going to make it? He's under it. What a cat! Oh no, he's dropped it. He has dropped it. It's just spilled out as his arms hit the floor. Let's have another look at this. I thought he had that there.
It's a long way up from Banton, but it's coming over his shoulder. That's the tricky bit.
Yeah. He's got it, and then as soon as his elbows hit the floor and it just pops out. It was a great effort. Anyway, that completes the first over. Somerset 4 without loss.
David Payne has 13 wickets in the competition this season.
Here's last night's hero.
Matt Taylor has 16, and nobody has more than Matt Taylor across both the North or the South group. So Josh Shaw's going to bowl the first over from the Ashley Down Road end.
What an innings last night from Josh Shaw. What an innings. That's 6. 5 to win off the last ball. No problem at all.
Smeed to take strike for the first time. And that's pulled in the air. That could be out. And it is Ollie Price at deep square. That was an easier one to take than the one that Taylor spilled just a moment ago, because he didn't have to move and he was looking at it all the way as it came towards him. A couple of yards inside the rope. And Smeed goes with Josh Shaw's first delivery, and Somerset 4 for 1.
That's not the brightest bit of cricket, in fact. I mean, he's got one man out there, and Ollie Price has just not had to move, has he? It's just gone straight down his throat. Ollie Price just did not move. It's gone straight to him. It's like catching practice. And you'd think Smeed, he might have a look, or he might sort of just paddle it round the corner. But to actually put it straight down Ollie Price's throat like that, I think the Somerset coaching side might be disappointed in that, possibly. But what a 24 hours for Josh Shaw.
Well, he didn't play in the opening handful of games, but has come into the side in the last 3. He's got Tom Kohler-Cadmore to bowl to, and that's back of a length, is pushed out on the offside, and there's no run. So Dan's already mentioned that Ollie Price is at deep square. The other man out is at deep point, away in front of the scoreboard, far side of the ground. And if it's any kind of pattern from what we've seen before at Bristol, a lot of the runs have been scored square of the wicket. Well, that's where you're trying to force the batsman to score to the longer boundary, and Shaw goes past the outside edge of Kohler-Cadmore's bat. And just for the moment, there is Bancroft in at slip.
Have you noticed Kohler-Cadmore's footwear there? He's got odd shoes on. Apparently it's a thing that they're doing in the IPL. And he had it the other week at Surrey as well. I covered the Surrey versus Somerset game. And it's something that he picked up from the guys in the IPL. Let me tell you that Ian Randall has the same pair of shoes on tonight. He's not coming here with odd shoes on.
Kohler-Cadmore raises his bat and steers it down towards short third man, but there's no one. Matt Taylor does the fielding.
Ian Randall's not a fan of the IPL. Well, he is a fan of the IPL, but he's not, he's...
Why odd shoes?
Apparently it's a thing going on in the IPL. Apparently it's like the latest, fashion
It's
thing.
a fad.
It's a fad.
That's what it is.
A fad. It's one of those things like the Rubik's Cube or something like that. They will go in and out.
Shaw from the Ashley Down Road end to Kohler Cadmore. Again, that's back of a length, but again there is Payne just inside the circle. They're going to squeeze through for a leg bite. Somerset to 5 for 1. As this is a used pitch, you wonder what a good score might be on it. I know when Mark Lane was asked about the Sussex match, about what a good score, whether he thought 208 was above par, he said, well, that depends on what you think a par score is. And Ed Seaborn asked him, well, what would you put as a good par score? And he said, well, I wouldn't want to be taking much more than 175. I'll come back to that in a moment, because that is very close to what you might think is the ceiling of chases here. Back of a length again from Shaw and defending.
This is good from Josh Shaw.
Banton.
Really good. Wicket maiden.
It's a good over.
It's a wicket maiden in the power play.
Just the leg bite, and Josh Shaw starts with, as Dan said, wicket maiden, 5 for 1 after 2 overs. We believe, and I've gone through the notes as thoroughly as I can, 188 is the highest successful chase. So if that's it, that's a benchmark of where Gloucestershire want to keep Somerset well below that figure if they can. On a used pitch, 160 might be a difficult chase.
Yeah, certainly is. It's David Payne. Payne in, and that's just worked into the onside. Banton. I think you have to, with used pitches. I mean, I think it might be a 145, 150 job this, and I think that you have to work for your runs.
You have to rotate the strike then, don't you?
You have to work the 1s and 2s, don't you? You have to be, clever cricket. Payne in. Kohler Cadmore flashes of that. Doesn't get anywhere near it.
Just, if you've come to us since the start, we did start on time at 6:30. Gloucestershire won the toss and elected to bowl. You may not have seen an announcement earlier today from the club about President David Lawrence.
Yeah, we'll come on to that at the end of the over. Here's Payne. That's wide. Oh, he's been given a wide there as well. That's umpire. Is that Peverell or Baldwin?
No, that's Paul Baldwin.
Paul Baldwin.
David Payne's had a good tournament so far.
Oh, he's been wonderful. That last over. I think, for me, having covered that Gloucestershire versus Surrey game at the Oval, which finished up in a thrilling tie, as Payne comes in past umpire Baldwin. That's hit firmly off the back foot, but can't get past Cameron Bancroft at short extra cover.
Both these two bowlers bowling back of a length.
Yeah, they are. Good areas. But I think, David Payne and Banton. David Payne and Jack Taylor need a lot of credit because they didn't panic in front of quite a big crowd on a Friday night at the Oval. That's up in the air. That's just over the top of Miles Hammond. And Banton gets 4 runs. Wasn't far away from the fingertips of Miles Hammond there.
That was shades of Glenn Phillips's catch at Cheltenham.
It's a Croft boundary. Look, there we go. Oh, just over the top. Crowd loving it here. Payne to Banton, who pushes that one out into the offside, and Ollie Price does the fielding out in the deep. Just a single. Somerset 12 for 1. But I think, Payne's had a good tournament, but I think it was his experience and also Jack Taylor's experience as skipper, where they didn't panic at the Oval. It been quite easily to panic, and as we saw last night, bowled a full toss on that last ball. Payne didn't. He delivered the Yorker. Here he is. So that's just played, dropped down at his feet, but Bancroft's in quickly, and this is really good from Gloucestershire. 12 for 1 after 3 overs in the power play. Now, as Ian mentioned earlier, the club have had some news regarding President David Lawrence, and it's rather sad news, isn't it, Ian?
Yes, Sid has been diagnosed with motor neurone disease, which has affected other leading sportsmen recently. The late Doddy Weir, Rob Burrow, Ed Slater at Gloucester Rugby, and now David Lawrence. Devastating news obviously for him, his wife Gaynor, and all the family and the club have just said that they will back him in his role and be with him throughout the time that follows. Matt Taylor's in to the attack, and that's clipped just short of Bancroft again at short mid-wicket. Didn't quite carry, and Somerset very nearly 12 for 2.
So the club have said,
well, they will wish him and all his loved ones their very best wishes. Here's Matt Taylor in and just defended again by Tom Banton. David will continue his presidency.
yeah,
And I'm sure he will fight the disease with all the spirit he showed
he will.
on the cricket field.
He will. I mean, he's a lovely man, and you know, if he's listening at home with his wife Gaynor, you know, we wish you from Ian and I the very best of luck.
Matt Taylor in once more. Again, that's back of a length. It's worked by Banton out to Ollie Price at deep square. There will be just one run.
$13 for 1 here. Somerset having lost Will Smead, holding out for deep square leg off the first ball of Josh Shaw's over.
Taylor with 16 wickets in the tournament to Kola Cadmore. Bunts that into the ground up to mid-off. There's nothing for him there.
Gloucestershire squeezing this. I mean, like in the power play here.
Only one boundary so far.
And that was, you know, sort of almost brushed the fingertips of Miles Hammond as well. This is good disciplines here. We saw this with Gloucestershire and against Essex, who were last year's finalists. Somerset beat Essex last year in the T20. Gloucestershire that day bowled only 3 extras, which is really good discipline.
Taylor from the Ashley Down Road end. Once again to Kola Cadmore. He's got that a bit straighter this time, and he will get a single up to Miles Hammond at long on. I'm just looking to see if I can see any spare seats at all. There are literally 1 or 2 dotted about, but I'd say that's just because the club have to assume they have to assume that every member will be here. Taylor over the wicket, and that's pulled into the leg side by Banton. He'll just pick up 1, and Somerset are at the end of the 4th over. They are 15 for 1, and just 3 off that first Matt Taylor over. A good start from him.
Interesting there to Kola Cadmore. Taylor's bowling a line there where he's bowling it sort of into the body and not allowing either batter to sort of get their levers going. And to Kola Cadmore, he's got a long on, but to Banton, he's got a deep mid-wicket as if Banton works it like with more bottom hand perhaps, whereas Kola Cadmore's maybe more out towards long on. Josh Shaw's switch ends. He's going to come in from the pavilion end.
And the 2 men out now are both on the leg side.
Yeah, deep mid-wicket and deep backward square. Oh, that's a clever shot there. That's good cricket from Banton. Just goes offside and ramps him over the leg side and gets 4 runs. That's clever cricket.
And yet that ball was pitched well outside the off
Yeah,
stump, so it shows how far he moved across.
Yeah, it was.
Might sure have the boldness to think about going for a really straight Yorker in that situation.
Well, yeah.
You then make the batsman look really silly.
Banton goes over the top. He's going to get 4 there as well. 1 bounce into the advertising boards in front of the pavilion. And, you know, Somerset needs something here because, you know, we've only got, 10 balls left in the power play. And the score's still, even with those 2 boundaries, only 23. So Somerset need to maximise their opportunity.
Yeah, but he's played one, what you might call unorthodox shot, and one orthodox shot.
Yeah, that was a good shot. That was a really good shot. In fact, both were really good shots, actually.
So Jack Taylor's making a change now. He's put a Bancroft round at long on, and he's just got the 1 man out now on the leg side.
Shaw in. That's drill. That's a lovely shot there from Banton. That's an orthodox cricket shot, and just caresses that to the extra cover boundary. That is a good shot. Gives himself a little bit of room and just finds the gap. Good placement. Doesn't try and hit it too hard either.
And suddenly 1 big over just changes
the complexion
where Somerset are.
Yeah, certainly does. Certainly does. Here's Josh Shaw. What can he do? What sort of comebacks he got? As he comes to Banton. Slower ball. Out to Bo Webster there. Or was it? Yeah, Bo Webster at extra. Crowd. Trains fixed. Fair few have made their way up the M5 as well. Up from Taunton. Shaw in, and Cola Cadmore, the man known as Pepsi.
I mean, it's amazing that he has scored
nearly
5,000 runs in T20 cricket.
Cola Cadmore?
Yeah.
He's a good cricketer. He's a good cricketer. Yeah.
No, he's played a lot.
Well, he has,
Right,
yeah. I mean, he's been around a long time now. He's been around a long time.
North of 200 games, but that's still a lot of runs.
Yeah. Shaw in, that's whipped back with a square. That's going to be 4 runs as well. Banton looks like he's getting into the mood now. 33 for 1. That over went for 18. And that's probably more where Somerset would like to be, isn't it? Around that sort of stage, as opposed to, you know, languishing on the, you know, in the teens in the power play.
And, you know, now they're up to nearly 7 and over, and you would say, well, that's no problem.
Yeah. There's the worm on your screen. You can see the steep trajectory.
And for Josh Shaw, just shows how the T20 game can change for you in 15 minutes.
It could be a cruel game, Ian. It could be a cruel game.
Last over of the power play to come from Matt Taylor at the Ashley Down Road end. Cola Cadmore waits for him, and that's down the leg side and signalled as a wide by Ben Peverell.
Good take from Bracey.
Hey, Bracey would like a score tonight. So got runs against Essex, have been in single figures ever since.
Yeah, he got 49 here against Essex. He was good that night, really good. Good player, James Bracey. I think he's got 200s in this year in the county championship.
Matt Taylor staying over the wicket, flicked comfortably and well placed away for 4 more by Cola Cadmore. Just leg side enough him to just flick it off his hip, and you can't cover all the gaps. Somerset starting to find the boundaries here.
Saying that, I think it's quite a short boundary on the Kennington Avenue side of the ground.
Still 2 men out on the leg side for Cola Cadmore. Taylor to Bolton, that's a bit straighter. Can't do anything with that. It's out to Bo Webster at short extra. Actually, Webster hadn't taken a wicket until last night in the competition, but just broke that duck against Glamorgan.
It's good to have you back here, and it's you know, I felt sort of something was missing in my life.
doesn't get out much.
Oh,
How's that gone? That's gone very, very high towards and into the stand at the apartments end of the ground at the Ashley Down Road. And that's the first 6 of the night. And it's not the longest boundary to that end of the ground.
That's big though, that's 3rd floor.
But that's gone a long way from Cola Cadmore. And this is where Somerset can be dangerous if you ask them to bat, because they could basically bat you out of the game if you don't,
which is what they did last year here.
Respond well. That's gone high. That will drop safe though, and it will go for 4. There's not much control there for Cola Cadmore, but he got away with it, following up that big, very orthodox, cleanly struck 6 with this, which was not controlled, but it went over the infield and bounced away. 2 bounces for 4.
Yeah, it sort of top edged that, but
so 33 have come from the last 10 balls.
Well,
that's a big shift. Cola Cadmore again. Taylor comes round the wicket, and he's flipped that. And Shaw, if he hits, could be in.
He was gone there. Banton was gone. He wasn't even in the frame there. It's just gone straight to Josh Shaw. Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, his bat wasn't even grounded. I mean, it was obviously his run. It's gone behind square, so he's called it. But you know, in T20 cricket, you've got to take these risks, haven't you?
See the run rate up to 8.4. Somerset will be quite happy at 50 for 1 if that's where they end up at the end of the power play. Banton will get them to 50 with a single off the last ball of Matt Taylor's over. So Somerset 50 for 1 at the end of the power play. Taylor, Payne and Shaw have bowled 2 overs each.
Yep, that's 50 up. I think that's probably about par. But I think now we're going to see Bo Webster come in. Marshall Delunga as well is up Jack Taylor's sleeve. And Ollie Price. Bo Webster just bowling wicket to wicket, doesn't he? Just bowls that sort of nagging line, nagging lengths. Here he comes to Tom Banton. Just nudged into the leg side where Ben Charlesworth does the fielding out deep square.
So the field for Webster, he's got a man out at long on, long off, deep square and deep point.
Yeah, so the 4 in the ring there. 3 of them behind square, 1 at short fine leg, 2 backward points or third man. That picks out the other one, who is David Payne, who's in extra cover. Banton knows, well, both these two are, you know, wonderful white ball cricketers, aren't they? Banton and Cola Cadmore, both got 100 deals, both have been dangerous customers, and it's no surprise with these guys at the top of the order as Webster comes in, and that's played out to Ollie Price out at deep extra, who's quick and gets the ball out of his hand quickly, keeps them down to 1. Good work from Ollie Price. But Somerset's success last year probably revolved around, you know, sort of the 3 Toms, didn't it? Tom Abel, Tom Banton, Tom Cola Cadmore, and then Will Smead as well. Webster. Oh, that's a nice shot. Out to long on. Just a single. Miles Hammond doing the fielding there. Just ambling through for 1. 53 for 1 in the 7th. Here, the West Country derby.
Crowd are quite quiet because they've seen Somerset wrestle the initiative back a bit.
Yeah, but there's plenty up here from Somerset as well. Plenty have made the journey up. Webster in, and that's just again into the offside, and Somerset content just to pick up ones here.
A little bit of rotation for 3 or 4 overs wouldn't be a disaster for Somerset or for Gloucestershire, arguably.
Yeah,
But the longer these two stay in, the more dangerous they become.
yep, certainly do. Webster. Again, that's pushed into the offside. Payne has a shy as Banton again dicing with danger and just about squeaks home. 55 for 1 at the end of the 7th. Here you're listening to Dan Whiting and Ian Randall live on Gloucestershire Cricket TV.
At the toss, Jack Taylor mentioned about the fact there might be some rain around later. I mean, I wasn't on any forecast that I saw, but he said if it was going to be a DLS kind of calculation, you want to bat second, but here the lights are on.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of grey cloud around, but
Yeah, I got told this by Polly Rhodes, who's the Somerset scorer, who's an absolute legend and a lovely lady.
here's Marchant de Lange in the attack for the first time against one of his former teams, of course, and that's just pushed out to the offside by Banton, no run.
Yeah, Polly said there should be a possibility of rain about 9 o'clock. It tends to come from the Mendips, and our new commentary position here, we can't see it, can we? As Ian Randall used to say, if you can see the if you can't see the Mendips, it's raining, and if you can, it soon will be.
De Lange down the leg side, slower ball, and another wide, I'm afraid. De Lange's been to the barbers since I last saw him.
He has, yeah.
He needs to go more regularly than I do. That's all I'll say. There's the scene from the camera on top of the pavilion. Stands just about full. De Lange again to Banton. Just works him into the onside. They'll take a comfortable single. Somerset were 15 for 1 after 4 overs, and here we are in the 8th, and they are 57 for 1. A couple of expensive overs, one to Josh Shaw that cost 18, one to Matt Taylor that cost 17. And that's where the impetus of this innings has now come from. Shaw's coming up inside the circle now for Coda Cadmore. So they've got 2 out on the leg side. De Lange in, that's a very, very short ball, and it's paddled around the corner for a very comfortable 4. I think it was an attempted slower ball, but it was almost, dare I say, club cricket Saturday afternoon short. It was completely the wrong length. Marchant knew it was wrong as soon as he bowled it.
Yeah, you can't bowl there on this wicket. Just sat there, didn't they? And they said, right, hit me.
Yeah, he knew as soon as he tried it, it hadn't come off. Coda Cadmore to 24. De Lange. Just need a wicket here, just to stem the flow and break this partnership up, which was brought together when Will Smead was out off the first ball of the 2nd over. Caught by Ollie Price at deep square off Josh Shaw. But Somerset are a confident team. They back themselves. In any situation, they back themselves.
Yeah, they're been one of the leading outfits.
Banton, again with a paddle off a short ball from De Lange down to Josh Shaw at long leg. He'll prevent them taking any more than 1.
They've been one of the leading outfits for a number of years, and I think their focus as a club has shifted possibly from Championship cricket, although they're doing better this year, but they've had a couple of seasons where they've been fairly average by their standards in red ball cricket.
De Lange over the wicket, and a dab from Coda Cadmore doesn't bring him a sing, but he wanted one, but it's gone straight to David Payne. You look at the record as that is the conclusion of the 8th over, 63 for 1. Last year champions, year before lost in the semi-final on finals day. 2021 lost to Kent in the final, so they've been to finals day for each of the last 3 years.
Yeah, and their focus has gone. I was about to say their focus has tended to go from sort of red ball to white ball cricket, and now they're one of the leading white ball sides in the country. They are a real serious outfit in white ball cricket, and I'm sure the fans down there are, you know, having a good few days out.
Jack Taylor's just had a word with Bo Webster ahead of the start of this next over.
Here is Bo. Where's that gone? That's gone up in the air and it's gone into the mound stand for 6. Thought Charlesworth was in with a chance there for a while, but it goes over his head for a Croft boundary. Good pick up this by Banton. He looks, Gloucestershire would like to see the back of Tom Banton, I think. Webster. Flash from Banton. Doesn't get anywhere near it.
A lot of their runs have come square of the wicket, though, haven't they? They haven't. There was the one big
tram
six,
line there, right on the tram line.
The one big 6 from Cola Cadmore towards the apartments, but other than that, they've been not afraid to hit the ball square and find the rope.
Yeah.
Or go over it in that last case.
Webster, slower ball, push down the ground. Bob Banton finds Jack Taylor at long off. Gloucestershire skipper.
We may not see much, if any, spin from Gloucestershire in this attack today. Ollie Price is in the team, but he wouldn't have to bowl necessarily.
That's in the air, gone. That's the end of Cola Cadmore. He departs for 25. Is that Matt Taylor with the catch? I think.
It is indeed.
It's a good catch actually. He's dying on him, and he gets his fingers underneath it, and that is the wicket that Gloucestershire were crying out for. And Webster strikes. Cola Cadmore goes for 25. Somerset 70 for 2 in the 9th.
Now, what they'd really like is to try and get 2 new batters in together by removing Banton if possible. I don't know.
It's Tom Abel though, who's a wonderful cricketer, absolute ambassador for Somerset, and Taunton lad, grew up a stone's throw from their ground, and he is also another dangerous customer. Got 148 here in the county championship game back in 2022. I know he's a dangerous customer, Ian, because he nearly hit my car about 4 times in that car park.
And that was the game, if you remember, when Somerset aggressively declared close to the end of play when they got to 300, I think.
Yeah. And then got a wicket first ball. It was
Overton, I'm thinking.
Yeah, got
Marcus Harris?
Yeah, well, I think it was Harris first ball. Yeah. Jack Leach bowled beautifully in that game. I think he got 10 wickets in the game, didn't he? Here's Webster to Abel. Abel just opens the face, runs that one down to Matt Taylor at 3rd.
And he will be well aware that Banton's kind of set 40 from 29, so
give him the strike.
Yeah, he can just rotate.
Ones. Give Banton the strike. Yeah, without doubt. Yeah.
This is the 9th over. Somerset going along at a good rate at the moment. Just bear in mind, just have that in the back of your mind, that highest ever chase on this ground, which we believe is 188.
Webster in Banton. Just turns his wrists on that one, works it out to Cameron Bancroft at deep mid-wicket. That completes the end of the 9th over, 72 for 2. Banton 41 Abel, having faced just 1 ball, got a single to his name.
There we were, saying we may not see any spin. We're going to see Ollie Price.
Jack Taylor as well. Jack Taylor might, you know. We'll see if Jack Taylor bowls.
Well, yesterday he got to, I think, the 15th over, and he had 1 over left from each of his 5 bowlers, so he was really prepared to mix it up.
Yeah.
So with Price bowling, it will be the 5th bowler to be used. He's got 2 men out on the leg side. Remember, there are no left-handers in the Somerset team, so they'll be playing with the spin to the leg side boundary. Price in, and Hampton uses his feet, but Price sees him coming.
Yeah, that's well bowled by Ollie Price.
Fields off his own bowling.
Really well bowled.
He had a good tournament last year.
Yeah, he did. He was leading wicket taker, wasn't he, last year for Gloucestershire?
Not quite, but he did. I think he topped the averages. Price in again. That's hit Banton on the pad. Bear in mind that if there is any spin for him, Jack Leach might get some turn as well.
I bet he will. I bet he will get some purchase out of this.
That's the other element that Somerset have got in their armoury. Price staying over the wicket. That's fired down the leg side, and it's given us a wide. He didn't. I don't think it was much attempt to turn that. That was just fired in almost as a seamer would. James Bracey standing up, of course. Price, that's almost a full toss, and it's worked into the leg side. Bancroft's round quickly. They'll take only one. A good return to the bowler's end prevents them from getting any more than a single, and now able to take strike two. Ollie Price for the first time. Still deep square, deep mid wicket, long off, long on, all out, and a deep extra cover. Price over the wicket. Abel is patient and just drives that up to Jack Taylor at long off.
I think I've realised why the crowd are so quiet here tonight. It's because it's a full house. The queues for the bar are too big, so they haven't got enough cider down them yet. That's why.
Price staying over the wicket. Oh, and he's got a big inside edge and he's got away with it. Shaw will try and throw down the stumps at the bowler's end.
Well bowled. Really well bowled by Ollie Price.
But Abel
tosses it a little bit wider. Not a lot of foot movement there by Banton. Just throws his hands at it. And luckily it's gone past leg stump.
Abel in the air but safe. I think he knew there was a gap up towards Miles Hammond at long on, but not a bad over from Ollie Price, only 5 from it. And is that just one just to put the brake on things for Gloucestershire, or would Jack Taylor be tempted to perhaps give Price another over at some stage?
I'd give him another one. I'd give him another. Why not?
There's the Manhattan, and there are you can see the 2 big overs, one from Josh Shaw and one from Matt Taylor, who made a real difference.
It was the 5th and the 6th there, you see, going at sort of 18 and 17. They've really done a damage. You take that 35 out here, and it starts getting a, you know, well, it looks under par, doesn't it? But that 35's really shifted the game. I think Somerset will probably be slightly the happier. Anyway, Matt Taylor's going to come in from the pavilion end, as that's just tickled around the corner. Very well placed. Goes down.
Good bit of fielding.
Yeah.
Josh Shaw down there. In front of the...
Yeah, it's awkward to field down there where the practice nets are. The practice wickets are down there, aren't they?
And the queues for the ice cream.
Always the queues for the ice cream. Never forget the queues for the ice cream. Paolo's doing a decent trade.
So
Cheltenham soon in. Cheltenham coming up.
I wonder where Somerset are pitching their target here.
Taylor in, that's gone. One bounce out to Charlesworth at deep backward square. Yeah, there's 3 T20 games at Cheltenham, isn't there? There's Middlesex, Kent and Glamorgan, is that right?
That's right.
Yep.
Currently the bottom 3 in the table.
Yeah. Well, I think if Gloucestershire want to, you know, get themselves with a chance of finishing in the top 4 in the group, as Taylor comes in, and that's nicely played. Ollie Price quickly round from deep cover, throws it into Bracey. I think if they've got any aspirations to finish in the top 4, they've got to win those 3, haven't they?
And they've probably still got to find another win from somewhere else. I think you've got to have 7 wins to really have a chance of finishing in the first 4. Minimum 7 wins minimum.
Will it be today? Taylor in, as that's maybe a little bit of a leading edge there from Banton. He's looking to work that leg side. Oh, he's just sort of caught the splice a little.
Just went off that last return from Ollie Price. Were there? Paul Baldwin
Is it a word?
You had a word about the fact it was bouncing twice before it got to James
Yeah.
Bracey.
Yeah.
One bounce there he will allow, but two he doesn't do.
No.
The Price don't like that.
Oh, that's in the end. Just short there of Payne at short third. Banton not in control of that shot. And it's not far away from David Payne. They scamper through for two after he parries it. Yeah, I think probably just a word at this stage. The first one probably raised an eyebrow. The next one's probably made a sterner stuff.
Jack Taylor's gone out again to long off.
Matt Taylor. Yes, that's just worked into the offside, opens the face, gets it out there. Oh, again, is that a double bouncer coming into Bracey? Gloucestershire looking to soften up the ball, possibly. I mean, you know, all sides do it these days, don't they? All sides do it.
So 6 off that over. And De Lange, after 1 over from Ollie Price, is going to come back on at the Ashley Down Road end. 83 for 2 off 11.
Here he is, the big South African. Against his old side. Played against one of his old sides last night as well.
Banton, the key player here, you feel. He's on 47. Make that 49. You're going to go for 2? No. Good return from Bancroft to the bowler's end. Just got 1.
He's so quick across the ground, Cameron Bancroft, and what he does, he gets the ball out of his hand quickly, which plants the seed of doubt in the batter's mind whether to go in for a second, because, you know, Tom Abel there can't see whether that's going straight for the stumps or whether it's 10 yards wide.
Abel, a little drop and go here, and David Payne again with the attempt. Very close.
He was gone there. Yeah, he wasn't even
miles out.
He wasn't even in the frame.
So a couple of tight singles have not gone Gloucestershire's way in terms of direct hits. And Banton on 48. Faces De Lange, that's whipped straight to deep square. Ollie Price on the bounce fields, and that's a cleaner throw for James Bracey to take.
That's a much more controlled shot there by Banton. Gets on top of the bounce and rolls his wrists over it. Keeps the ball down. Minimal risk. It's got deep mid-wicket, deep backward square and a deep fine leg there.
De Lange bustling in, and Abel fires that only to Jack Taylor. He'll try and throw the stumps down at the bowler's end again. He also misses.
Abel's quick though. Good athlete, Tom Abel.
Again, he'd have been short. He'd have been short too.
Right, yeah.
They're trying to push the fielders here. Gloucestershire have just dried up the boundaries a little bit in the last couple of overs.
They had to though, didn't they? They needed to. What Somerset are very good at is if the boundaries aren't coming, they pick up the ones, they pick up the twos. They don't have many dot balls.
Banton 49 out of 87 and now 50 out of 88, and that's a 17th 50 in T20 cricket for Tom Banton. 41 balls, he's converted 2 of those into hundreds, which takes some doing in this format, but he still could provide the acceleration here for Somerset.
Yeah, he could do. He could do. He's Sean Dixon's decent in this as well. Lewis Gregory's big hitter.
Abel wants 2 here off that little nudge round the corner from De Lange, but Ollie Price is in quickly, and they'll just have to be content with one. So 6 off the over. Gloucestershire might take that at this point, but Somerset are, as you can see, keeping the run rate at around about 7 at the moment, and they get to 170 or so, they will feel they're well in the game here.
There's a young lady in front of me here has just bought some pies back from the shop, and I'm a little bit peckish, Ian. A little bit peckish.
You're always hungry, Dan.
Bo Webster from the pavilion end to Abel. It's played out into the offside. Ollie Price, he's been a busy man out there, hasn't he?
And you know, here we are in the 13th over. It's unusual, I would say. Would you say I could go as far as saying unusual to only lose 2 wickets batting first at this stage?
Yeah, highly.
Not unique, but
not unique, but
unusual.
highly unusual. Yeah, Somerset have got a few in the tank, haven't they? Webster, as that's crunched there by Banton. Who does he pick out? Ollie Price.
So Somerset could get to about 130 with 4 overs to go here, and then they might really open their shoulders.
Yeah.
Same shot.
That's drilled. That's a nice shot. Oh, that's Ollie Price is just dribbled over his hand and goes away for 4. I thought he had that then. It's a nice shot. Thought Ollie Price had this. You see there, the ball's in. It's just bobbled before it got to his hand, didn't it?
He went at it with one hand rather than 2. He got at it with 2. He might have stopped it.
Yeah, but he was going at such pace. I'm not sure he could. Anyway, Webster bowls to bowls to Abel, who pulls that to Ben Charlesworth out deep square.
It's not really, at the moment, Abel's not really middled one, has he? He's been content to try and get into the game by just rotating the strike for the man at the other end.
Webster. That's smashed down the ground. That's going to be 4 runs despite the dive from Miles Hammond. And Banton doing what Smead did here last year. And being destructive.
I had a conversation with somebody last night after the game against Glamorgan, and I said that in my opinion Jack Taylor would be bold to give Somerset the chance to bat first after what happened here last year.
He did. That's punched off the back foot there, out to extra cover by Banton. Slightly slower ball by Webster, just rolling his fingers. I think this might be one of those pitches where you have to roll your fingers on it, bowl it into the pitch and try and take the pace off perhaps. That's the Somerset 100 up with that boundary as well. Comes up
12 off that last
13th over. 101 for 2 now. And this is looking ominous, isn't it, Ian?
Yes, I'm not sure Dixon would be the choice to come in next. I think you might be tempted to send in Gregory or Green or Van der Merwe. You know.
Dixon can give it. Dixon's a man for all seasons, like Sir Thomas More here.
Well, this is an indication that Gloucestershire need a wicket, because David Payne is coming back, and he wouldn't normally be brought in at this point. I think maybe only 1 over here and keep 1 over.
Yeah, for the 20th.
For later. But Payne to Banton. Worked into the leg side. And again out to Bancroft on the mid-wicket boundary. So Abel has, as you can see, 14. Banton 57 from 45. Is 50 off 41 balls. although on strike at the moment. Payne again bowls that back of the length. There should be 2 fielders on the boundary, one of whom should take it. Ollie Price gets his return in quickly, and Abel's back for a second run. Under the 2 wickets to fall, Will Smead, who opened with Banton, out in the second over for 1, and Cola Cadmore caught by Matt Taylor off Webster for 25 when the score was 70. Abel again. In the air, could be caught. It's just fallen short of Bancroft. There's a chase round for Ollie Price. They'll come back for 2. Again, annoyingly, just short of the fielder. Not a chance.
It was a great effort by Cameron Bancroft. Just Gloucestershire needing things just to go their way, and they're just not quite going their way, are they? We saw Banton living dangerously with catches, just not quite going to hand. They're just dropping short of the fielders.
Payne staying around the wicket to Abel, who just contented himself with a single. Out to Ollie Price, who's been involved in a lot of fielding work.
He's done a hell of a lot
tonight.
of work out there.
6 overs after this. In terms of bowling options left, this is Payne's 3rd over, so he will have 1 left. Taylor's got 1 left. Webster's got 1 left. Shaw and DeLange have got 2 left. Payne in again. That's aerial, and that's between the 2 men on the deep leg side boundary. It's gone for 4.
Yeah, that's a good shot. Good placement.
That was it's all about the placement there. He didn't have much room, much margin for error, but Banton is in the sort of form where he can pick the gaps, and Payne's return has not brought the desired effect for Gloucestershire as yet. Can he finish the over explosively? It's very short. That's pulled again. That's in the air. That's just 4. Despite the efforts of Shaw tumbling round the boundary, it hasn't cleared the rope, but it has gone for 4. Again, it was very short from Payne, and Banton has helped himself. It's a big over for Somerset, taken 14 off that, and 115 for 2 with 6 overs to go.
I'll be tempted to give Ollie Price another go. I think it's pace off tonight.
Just to say, if you haven't heard earlier, by the way, England were beaten by 7 runs in the World Cup by South Africa. South Africa 163 for 6, England 156 for 6 in reply.
Oh. Josh Shaw's going to come back in from the pavilion end. Yeah, I'll be tempted to go back to Ollie Price. I thought he bowled well, that over he had. But, you know, what do I know? What do I know?
Banton's the key player here, you would have thought. If he bats through, then Somerset could be getting around the 180 mark, possibly more. That's gone a long way as well.
Yeah, he's picked that one up. It's a good shot there by Abel. Let's have another look at this one. I think that's a really good shot. I think we might be slightly shorter over there towards the mound stand tonight.
When there's not much in it, it's only 2 pitches from the international wicket, so it's not a big difference.
No. Well, he certainly timed that one, didn't he?
Change of tactic again here, so they're bringing the deep square in, and they've put a man back at 3rd man.
Sure. To Abel. Wide. Given a wide as well. Umpire Paul Baldwin stretching his arms. See what Josh has got in return. It's a good competitor, Josh Shaw. That's in the air. Is that near Ollie Price? It's going to spin. No, it goes spins away from him, but he's quick across the ground, Ollie, and keeps that one down to 2. Gloucestershire need to be careful here. This isn't a 180, 190 job, because I think that might be a bridge too far.
Somerset will fancy the chances of getting 5 and over from the last 5, won't they?
Oh, without a doubt.
Particularly if these two stick around.
Yeah, I think they're looking at 10 and over from the last 5. I think they're looking at 180 here. Maybe I was conservative at 140. Perhaps I was, maybe I've got that wrong. I don't know, but I certainly think that 180 might just be a little step too far. Abel there sort of clossing that one, but it lands short of Jack Taylor, long off, and they just stroll through for languid.
It's almost kind of an unwritten rule in a T20. If you've got somebody to bat through and make a 70 or an 80, and everybody else bats around him, that's generally a winning formula, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Sure. Oh, that's going to be a wide as well. That's really wide.
So the wide's beginning to tot up.
Yeah,
here.
they are.
That is, I think that's the 6th that Gloucestershire have bowled.
Looking forward to watching Riley Meredith. You see how quick he is in. You'll be saying, "Blimey, O'Reilly." Slower ball by Shaw, well bowled. Just rolls his fingers across that one. Yeah, he's sharp. He's, I think there's some really good Australians over in this year's competition. We've got 2 of them out there for Gloucestershire in Bancroft and Bo Webster, 2 leading run scorers in last winter's the English winter's Sheffield Shield. Shaw comes in to Banton, who goes big, and that's straight down the throw. No, he's dropped it. Miles Hammond, normally one of the safest pairs of hands in the side, holds his hands up in apology. Unfortunately, he seems to be getting a bit of stick there from a few idiots in the crowd.
Well, don't forget, Banton was dropped by Jack Taylor when he was on 2.
Yeah. Shaw in, and that's a good shot there. Tom Abel goes offside, and it's like a hockey shot there, isn't it? Just using his wrist to whip it over those practice wickets, and he gets 4. 131 now, 16 off that over. And the last 3 overs have gone for 11, 14 and 16. This is starting to look a little bit ominous here for the hosts.
5 overs to go. And Abel, without really looking in top form, has got to 32 off 18.
Yeah,
which is an ideal foil.
It's good cricket, Tom Abel. It's good
for Banton.
I was very impressed with him when I went down Taunton, and he knew everyone. He skipped the side then. He's given up the captaincy since, but he knew everyone. He knew the cleaning lady's name. He skipped the whole club,
Delanga back into the attack, and that's crunched down the ground by Banton. That's 6. That's gone straight into the bowling net that is just to the side of the sight screen, and he's just stood tall there, let the ball bounce in his half, and he's absolutely powered that down the ground on the full for 6.
Yeah, I think he picked that one. Slower ball. I haven't seen Marchant really come through rapid the way we know he can. He's sort of, bowling his slower ball bouncers, which are just being picked quite easily here.
So man now back at, well, not that man would have stopped that last shot, but there is now a man back at long on. DeLonga with a attempted Yorker, I suspect, was turned into a full toss by Banton coming down the wicket. And there's the run rate up at 9, so they're heading for 180 at the moment at this juncture, Somerset. Abel, who's been just like his name since he's come in.
More than.
Pinch a single down to Josh Shaw at fine leg. So Payne, you would think, would bowl the last over, but again, Gloucestershire might need him earlier than that to try and split these two and open one end up to a new batter. DeLonge fires that down the leg side, it's another wide. And this is what happens when two batsmen get in and the fielding side aren't getting any joy in terms of wickets, so you just push the boundary a little bit, don't you, in terms of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, you do. And what they're doing is they're trying to second guess. So is Banton going to go leg side and try and smash him through the offside?
That's in the air.
6 more.
That's 6 more. Yeah, no, Ollie Price wasn't in any way going to stop that. It's pulled away behind deep square, and I just hope the steward down there, he wasn't really looking. I mean, his job is not to look at the play, his job is to look at the crowd, but he's got to be very careful about.
Didn't miss him by much, did it?
Yeah, didn't have a lot of margin for error there. Our friend down to our left-hand side from our commentary point, just by the small scoreboard. DeLonge in once more. That's again in the air, straight to Price, and he gathers it. So Banton does go in the end. It's taken Gloucestershire a long time to remove him. He's made 79. But Ollie Price in the deep at last pouches one from Banton, which is aerial, and Somerset 146 for 3.
Good catch that from Ollie Price. Actually made that look easy. Actually got round into position, got his fit footwork there that actually got him into position, because that would have been like taking it out away from under the head, and he managed to get round. And
Ben Green coming in.
No, Dixon.
Oh, it is Dixon, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to have long to play himself in here, is he?
No, he's not. But he's been around a long time now. He's been at Kent, he's been at Durham, he's been at Somerset. The last man in England to be given out a handled the ball before the law got changed to obstructing the field. Sean Dixon, I think, for Kent back in 2017 or 2016 possibly. I don't know. Who knows where the year's going?
I think. Well, I'll come back to that after he takes his first ball from DeLonge, which is short. DeLonge stumbles in his follow through, but his over has brought a wicket. So you can see 1 for 29. His figures. He's got an over left, and Somerset 146 for 3 with 4 overs to go. They want to try and keep Abel away from the strike as much as possible.
Yeah, I think if this goes wrong for Gloucestershire, they could be looking at 195 here, which I think is a bridge too far for them. However,
history would say that was a bridge too far.
History would. Well, someone's got to get in and go big, haven't they? Someone has to get in and do the business.
It's going to be quite a chase, this, whatever Somerset end up with.
Matt Taylor coming in from the pavilion end around the wicket as Abel just opens the face and works that out to Ollie Price. Ollie Price can't keep him out of the game at the moment.
Well, I mean, he is a good fielder.
He's a wonderful fielder.
And that is why he's in an important position. Square, that they haven't put him on any of the straight boundaries. They put him on the square boundaries because they know he's a good pair of hands, good throw.
Yeah, and he does you know, he can do everything to a very good standard, can't he? He's a good batter. Gloucester's leading run scorer last year. He can bowl a little bit. That's just cautiously pushed into the offside as Dixon picks up a single there.
So all the seamers have 1 over left. This is Matt Taylor's last over.
Yeah. Yeah. Payne, I think, has to bowl the 20th, doesn't he?
Well, all the numbers are very even at the moment in terms of runs conceded.
That's flashed thick outside edge, and Abel's going to get 4 runs. Goes fine enough to evade David Payne. Nice. Well, he's going to flash hard in.
Yeah, and Payne is up inside the circle. He's not on the rope there, so the skipper's decided that the fielders on the rope have to be in other areas. Therefore, Payne doesn't have a lot of time to react to that.
I think even if he was on the rope, it went fine enough. Taylor in, pushed wide. That's going to be close. Oh,
They've got a hit though, Dan.
it has to hit, and they've missed
Every single time.
every single time tonight. Who's that? DeLanger. Dixon, I think, was toast.
We saw in the game against Hampshire when James Vince
Yeah.
threw down the stumps.
Taylor in as Abel. Dixon, goes reversing. That was a strange old shot, wasn't it, there? I know you can reverse, but it's like a,
It's
like a languid David Gower pickup there.
The run-outs were all James Bracey's at Canterbury, weren't they? I think he had 3.
Yeah.
3 at Canterbury.
Yeah. Taylor. That's in the air. That's going to be 4 runs as well. Dixon enjoying the width on offer. And 157 at the end of the 17th. This is looking ominous here for Gloucestershire.
So I think Matt Taylor's figures 0 for 37, I think, tonight.
Yeah, no Craig Overton in the side tonight. Is he injured? He must be injured, because it'd be a show-in, wouldn't he?
They've got a championship game at Trent Bridge, though, starting on Sunday.
They have. Shoaib Bashir has gone on loan to Worcestershire, I believe, as well.
Yeah, but neither Jake Ball nor Overton in the squad tonight, presumably because they've got them for the championship game.
Yeah.
So Josh Shaw to bowl number 8 over number 18.
3 left. I think this could be 200 if they're not careful.
Shaw to Abel. Oh, in the air, lobbed and straight. Very, very welcomely gathered by Bo Webster. And that's a big wicket because it now leaves Somerset with a new relatively new batter and a new batter together in the 18th over. Abel, a very useful 39, but he will be annoyed that he's got out in a position when he will be looking to police this innings towards the end.
Yeah, and this brings in Lewis Gregory. Plymouth lad.
I don't think there will be much nudging of singles from here.
No, I don't think so.
They will be going for the big shots from this position.
There's Ahmed Syed on 12th as duty. He's just running around.
Got
one of the youngsters coming through here.
Got a batch of wickets in the second 11 game this week.
Yeah, he looks a promising prospect. Archie Bailey, another one. We're looking forward to him coming into the first 11 here, so he can pick up some racing tips off his old man, Kim Bailey.
Shaw into Gregory, who's off the mark straight away. To long on, Hammond with the throw in. David Payne just doing some limbering up. I wonder whether if he was to bowl over number 19, that might mean that Webster would bowl the last. Actually, Webster or Delanga could bowl the last. Shaw into Dixon, who's content with a single. Out to deep mid-wicket. Bancroft comes in off the rope. Yeah, that chance that Jack Taylor looked to have gathered off Banton really early on. He made only 2 at the time. He was then dropped when he was on 66 by Miles Hammond, but the damage had been done by then. He ended up getting 79 and Abel with a more than handy 39. Forced out by Gregory into the offside, straight to Webster. Again, it'll only be 1.
Ones are okay for Jack Taylor and his troops at the moment, though. They won't mind ones. It's the boundaries they have to cut off.
Got to keep it below, well, really below 180 if they can. Somerset might think they're already in the game with this total. Shaw in. That's into the bottom of Dixon's bat, and Shaw fields off his own bowling. Cut-off is 10 minutes to 8, so Gloucestershire have only got 8 minutes to the last. Well, they've got to get to the start of the last over.
Yeah, they'll be all right. They'll be fine.
8 minutes, they should be
yeah,
okay.
they'll be all right.
2 out straight, 2 out on the leg side for Shaw. And he's fired it in, asking for LBW, which is not upheld by umpire Peverell. So Shaw has a wicket in his final over. His work for the ball with the ball for the evening is done. A couple of wickets for him. 2 for 38. So Webster, Payne and Delanga have the two overs to bowl between them. One of them obviously won't bowl, but Payne is going to bowl the 19th from the pavilion end. And there's the run rate, 8.94. 50 for 1 at the power play, and they've kept wickets in hand right the way through.
Here's David Payne, Big Bash winner. Gloucestershire's go-to man this year. That's crunched into the offside, but only 1. Payne bowling to his field.
We saw last night, didn't we, how important drop catches can be. I mean, Glamorgan really shouldn't have let that result slip through their fingers, but Gloucestershire took advantage of it.
Well, here's Payne. That's driven nicely. They're going to come back for 2. Good throw from Ollie Price. Good bit of work, actually. And there's 2 more to Gregory. Yeah, last night the police 5s, the heroes for Gloucestershire, were Shaw Taylor. And I think he was saying keep them peeled because a gang from Bristol had gone over to South Wales and got away with daylight robbery.
He's getting a new writer for next season.
It's just gone out to mid-wicket to Cameron Bancroft. He'll need a big innings, I think, Cameron Bancroft.
Well, I mean, he's been the epitome of consistency.
Yeah. Be interesting
so
to see,
far.
because Somerset went to Kent and lost, defending 197.
That was when Billings got 100, I think, didn't he?
He did. Someone's got to go big for Gloucestershire. Payne. That's just gently pushed, really.
It was almost a lob, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm wondering. Somerset have still got 6 wickets in the tank here. Do you think it's like? Do you think they maybe need to be looking for a bit more urgency, possibly.
Well, only 8 balls to go. Perhaps they want to make sure they get to 180.
Payne. That's gone. There we go. That's more than urgent. 6 runs into the mound stand.
That's what Gregory's capable of. He is a real hitter in this form of the game.
Yeah, it's a good shot actually. He's gone offside. Just picked it up over deep mid-wicket.
Left off this over at the moment. Can Payne have the last word?
Here he is. Last ball. That's gone into the air. That is going to be just short of Jack Taylor. Keeps them down to 2. 174 with an over to go. 13 off the over. I think if Gloucestershire to win this game, how do you think they go about it in here?
Well, they got stuck in the blocks a bit last night, chasing 140. They can't afford to do that here.
No. But it goes to show, everyone seems to be obsessed with the power play, but I think the new, so Kookaburra balls, these white balls, I think they do a little bit early on. And I think it's probably good to be reasonably circumspect. I mean, Somerset took their time and then accelerated in overs 5 and 6.
De Lange to bowl the last over, and it's attempted to be sliced away by Dixon down past Matt Taylor, but he can't beat the fielder.
So I think they need to just be careful at the top, not lose early wickets, and then start to, press the accelerator pedal.
Well, talking about batting through, Bancroft has got a start in virtually every game. His top score so far is 42. He could do with getting further into the innings tonight. De Lange in. Over Matt Taylor, or just past Matt Taylor, and it's a cross between a stop and a drop. Technically it's a drop, but he's kept them down to 1. It's an outside edge. He's tried to
it would have been a worldie, wouldn't it?
His left hand up at it.
It would have been a worldie.
I think Somerset know they're well in the game with this total.
Yeah, I do as well. I think we know as well, don't we?
De Lange in, and it's just partially stopped by Jack Taylor as it's fired out towards mid-off by Dixon.
Every time Somerset have hit the ball in the air, though, the ball has gone like 6 feet short of a Gloucestershire fielder, probably 6-7 times.
But you have nights like that.
You do, yeah, you do.
And equally, you have a night when somebody just consistently finds the gaps. Gregory waits for De Lange. That's pulled in the air towards Hammond. And that's gone past him, and it's gone
for 4. Yeah, that's not good. It shouldn't. Trying to go for 6, or you should catch it. Shouldn't be that far in off the rope.
He's moving his way round at wide long on, and yeah, if he's deeper there, he catches that on the rope.
Yeah. I know he's like coming off that rope to try and stop the 2, but really, I think he'll be disappointed there, Miles.
2 balls to go. Somerset have got past 180. Gregory, 18 valuable runs, make that 19. He's got a single active deep point. Yeah, 19 off 9. When you're coming in down the order, that's just what you want. A couple of clean hits and a few scampered singles and 2s. Last delivery.
Maybe we'll see a Miles Hammond masterclass we saw down at Canterbury.
Only 4 wickets down Somerset. They go for the big one off the... that's gone for 6 more. That's a massive hit from Dixon off the last ball away towards the Kennings Avenue car park, and that means that Gloucestershire will need to get more than any other team to win this game, batting second on this ground. 188 is the highest total. Sussex got it here to win, and now Gloucestershire have got to get 189 to win, with Dixon hitting the last ball for six. An expensive final over, cost 14, and Somerset capitalising at the end of the innings. Payne 4 overs for 38, Shaw 4 overs 2 for 38, Matt Taylor 4 overs for 37, Bo Webster 3 overs for 26, Ollie Price bowled 1 over for 5 runs, and DeLanger bowled 4 overs 1 for 43.
Yeah, expensive at times, and
yeah, I think at the moment you'd have to say that you'd say Somerset were favourites to make it 4 wins in a row here against Gloucestershire.
yep, they certainly are.
Someone like a Hammond or a Jack Taylor in particular might have to really come to the fore here in this chase. 189 is what Gloucestershire will need. Play will resume in a little over 10 minutes time, and we'll be back with you here on the stream to see Gloucestershire's reply to that total of Somerset of 188 for 4.
let's look at the big screen and see who's our winner tonight. Who's it going to be? We're by the mound stand. We're in the corner by the busy Aperol bar. Lots of fans packed in. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Many congratulations to you. You are our winner tonight. You've won a case of Thatcher's Gold. Many congratulations, sir. Thank you.
Here is that Somerset have posted a commanding total of 188. You're listening to me, Dan Whiting, and Ian Randall here at Sold Out Bristol. And Ian, is that too many for Gloucestershire?
The optimist in me would say, no, it's not.
I'm asking for your head rather than your heart
yes,
here.
Yeah. History would say it's too many.
Yeah.
So that particular note in T20 facts about this ground will have to be rewritten if Gloucestershire are to win. And I did look at this actually before tonight. Gloucestershire at the moment have won only one home game in the T20.
Yeah, it's their away form which is propping them up, isn't it?
And if you look at the last 5 years, you've got to go back to 2018 to find a year when they won 5 home games. Now, they've got 3 games to go at Cheltenham, I get that. But the last 3 years, they've only won 3 matches at home. Josh Davies to open the attack for Somerset. And they've got a slip in. That slip is Lewis Gregory. It's outside the off stump and it's let go.
Was it 2
by
years?
Miles Hammond.
Was it 2 years ago here? Hammond took Josh Davey for 24.
It was Van der Merwe.
Oh, was it Van der Merwe? It was Van der Merwe bowled the first one, didn't he? He hit him for 4 sixes out the first 6 balls.
Well,
and Van der Merwe had the last laugh that night.
Hammond made his highest score in this format down at Canterbury. Davey to bowl to him, and that's again pushed at, but outside the off stump taken by Banton. We were just having a conversation during the break about Somerset's general aura of confidence about themselves and their cricket.
Is that the fans or the club? Or the players?
I think you could apply that to both, actually. And they will think they're right in this game with this total they've got. Davey around the wicket. Hammond gets hit on the pad, and spoons out on the leg side. Davey, experienced international player with Scotland, didn't go to the World Cup obviously.
Yeah, he's a good all-round cricketer.
Oh, I tend to think of him more as a red ball bowler actually than a white ball bowler.
A few dark clouds just looming over. Hopefully it won't ruin the enjoyment here as Hammond just works that one to Ben Green.
Well, the Duckworth Lewis might be something just to keep an eye on then.
Does Duckworth Lewis come into account after 1 over? Is there a minimum amount of overs in the second innings?
I think it's 5.
Is it 5? Yeah, I think it has to be 5.
Hammond not at least having a real crash at the start here. Davey again might have been trying to bowl the slower ball there. Hammond didn't pick it.
It's good this from Josh Davey, really good.
Well, remember, Gloucestershire started with the first 4 overs conceding only 15. But they've got to be very careful here that they don't get into that kind of scenario, because Somerset then had 2 big overs at the end of the power play which rescued their position somewhat, and they were still only 1 wicket down. Good to see Bristol full.
Great to see Bristol full, isn't it?
Davey into Hammond, and he's got Gloucestershire away with a single. Out to Van der Merwe. There are a few gaps. People have presumably gone to queue for a beer. They haven't got back yet. One without loss at the end of the first over, single to Miles Hammond. So who will Somerset use from the pavilion end? The answer, I think, is going to be Riley Meredith.
Yeah, this guy's rapid. Some really good Australians around. I said earlier, he's one of them. 2 on the Gloucestershire side. Spencer Johnson at Surrey's another one as well. He looks, he's quicker than he looks.
Well, Bancroft, I mean, this is unusual, isn't it? In this competition, he averages 34 and his top score is 42. So it shows how consistent he's been with steady contributions right through the tournament.
So young Riley's been to the Barbers as well. I'm not sure if he's missed that bit off the back though. Here he is from the pavilion end. Hammond just turns that one around the corner. Bancroft calls him through. Yeah, that was quite sharp. I thought that was...
It did look sharp for a loosener, didn't it?
Certainly gave Miles Hammond the hurry up there.
Banton just organising the fielders at the far end of the ground. Meredith bowling from the pavilion end. So where are the 2 men that are out? He's got a man out at third man.
And fine leg.
And a man out at it's a pretty orthodox field then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a slip in.
Here's Meredith to Bancroft, who gets that one down to third. Gets the 1.
Just to give you an idea about Meredith, he's played in 6 matches of the 7 so far. He's taken 11 wickets at 10.9.
It's pretty decent. Yeah, pretty decent. 28 years old today. He'd be born in the depths of winter back in Australia. Here he comes. Bustling in. Hammond gets up on his toes.
For Hammond, they've got actually a man out at deep backward square, so it's a slightly different field for the left-hander.
Yeah, the fine leg's not quite sort of deep backward, is he? The fine leg's just gone a little bit squarer, hasn't he? He's down in what Ian Randall likes to call Klinger corner.
Yeah, but that's only if you're attacking
Yeah,
the bowling from the opposite end.
it will always be known as Klinger corner to me now. Meredith in. Hammond goes for a quick single. He's got to be quick. He was gone there with a direct hit. Jack Leach, I think that is, there at mid-off. I think Hammond was toast here. It'd have been time. Been one of those where the umpire makes a TV screen with his fingers. If only we had it. There we go. James Healy needs to bring it into Gloss Cricket TV. Third
Hammond's
umpire.
call though.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Well, I mean, T20 cricket, you've got to take risks, haven't you? Meredith to Bancroft. He might get 4 runs there. He's tickled that one off his hip now. He's going to slow up. I thought he was going to go across the practice wickets, and it sort of deviated, didn't it? But he's got 2. Just works that one nicely off his hip. Pace won't bother Bancroft. Sure, growing up in Sheffield Shield cricket, you get the odd bit of short stuff.
They've just got another field change. They've asked a fine leg to go about 3 yards finer for Bancroft.
He's just hurried him up there. And that completes the second over. Gloucestershire are 6 without loss. At this stage, Somerset were 5 for 1. So, even Stevens. Not a lot in it. There's a crowd, look at them enjoying themselves here. Sold out Bristol. Friday night, look, they're having a boogie. Ian Randall's having a boogie. He's got his dancing shoes on. He's off down the Gloucester Road later.
But you see, the thing is that Dan goes to the restaurants in the Gloucester Road. He's got a season ticket. Here is Here is Davey. Around the wicket to Hammond, who's found the boundary. First time tonight for Gloucestershire. That was just loose enough, with only one man out on the leg side, that Hammond could get round and pull it to deep backward square for 4. He's passed 100 games in this format, Miles Hammond. Did that down at Canterbury. Waits again for Davey. Oh, and he's
that's a good seed.
Pushed at that. Good response from the bowler. You can see the rate required is now up above 10.
Yeah, some murky weather coming over the top of the pavilion there. Really hope this doesn't ruin this as a contest.
That would be a pity.
It would be a pity.
Davey staying around the wicket. Stop, essentially slightly slow ball. Hammond's driven that past Gregory. That will go for 4. Gregory's given up the chase. He knew the ball was going to beat him. I'm not convinced Hammond absolutely timed that.
No, it's a proper cricket shot. That's an off drive. More placing than trying to hit it too hard. Good shot.
Coming into double figures.
Someone's got to go big for Gloucestershire here. They want to win this game. Someone has to go big. Miles Hammond, he got a, get 90 odd at Kent the other
80
odd.
So that was his career best score.
Yeah.
Right, Smead has been brought up into the circle on the offside. Hammond can't get past Abel, who was the fielder.
Yeah, Tom Abel's been a fantastic fielder for a number of years, hasn't he? 30 now. But he's he does every discipline of the game well. I think his bowling is underrated as well, Tom Abel. He doesn't bowl hardly at all these days, but he was a decent bowler.
Hammond. Most of the strike. We'll try to really wind up there, and he's got 4 more. Again, that was perhaps not hit really cleanly, but he's placed it gun barrel straight down the ground towards the apartments. And this has proved a profitable over. 3 boundaries off it. All of them to Hammond.
Crowd is starting to find their voices.
It'll be a slow burner of a chase this though, Dan, because Somerset have got a good total on the board. And Gloucestershire aren't going to charge this down quickly. Hammond again. That's well placed too. That's 4 more. That's probably the best shot he's played. That really is just all in the timing. And 1 big over has got Gloucestershire up to 22 without loss after 3. And
Duckworth Little DLS has been posted up on the board. So I wonder if it's 3 overs or 3. I wonder if it's after 3 overs then.
Well, no, it was up on the board after 1 over, but the question
is...
Oh,
was it?
Yeah, the question is, at what point does it become absolutely irrelevant? And I think the answer is after 5. There are 1 or 2 people reaching for coats.
Yeah, it's a little bit chilly. Meredith in, and that's work round the corner, and has that gone away? No, it's a good stop down there. Is that Van der Merwe?
I think so. Down
at fine leg. Someone threw it in left-handed. I can't see that far. I might have to borrow your glasses, Ian.
So the DL is 28 at the end of this over.
Yeah.
Remember, the overall target, assuming no interruptions, is 189.
Meredith sprinting in. Down the leg side, that's going to be a wide. Gloucestershire fans getting behind their side here. It's good atmosphere now, isn't it?
I'm interested what James Bracey will due to come in next. Bo Webster at 4, Jack Taylor at 5, Charlesworth, Ollie Price. Those 7 have to do the bulk of the work.
Just give it a Josh Shaw. He's the man. He's the man. It's starting to rain. Meredith in. That's going to be 4. As the rain comes down, and Gloucestershire are ahead at the moment on the DLS. People having a boogie here despite the rain. The umbrellas are starting to go up as well.
So I don't know which app Jack Taylor has on his phone to look at the weather forecast, but maybe he was right to think about the fact it might be a shortened chase.
Certainly better than one Michael Fish used for the BBC back in 1987. Here's Riley Meredith. Bancroft just pushes that one into the covers. No run.
Hammond's had more of the strike, obviously, at the moment.
Yeah, Bancroft just faced 6 deliveries. He's got 9 off 6. Hammond 19 off 15, as you can see off the screen.
There are some grey clouds around the Seat Unique Stadium at the moment, and there are just one or two umbrellas up.
Meredith to Bancroft. That's full, and that's given the LBW. Bancroft goes, and that will affect the DLS as well. Ooh, yeah, I mean, it was full.
Right, very deep in his crease.
Yeah,
you'd have to say.
Probably taking leg stump there. And Bancroft goes for 9. 29 for 1, Gloucestershire. James Bracey is the new man at the crease.
So he's had a series of single-figure scores after that 49 against Essex in the first game. Appreciate that Kent, he didn't have a lot of time to bat because Hammond and Bancroft have done most of the work, but elsewhere he hasn't really got a start at all, so we'll need to get going here if he can.
Meredith comes in. Bracey just caught in the, hurries him up, catches him in the midriff somewhere, but for want of a politer word.
And the Duckworth Lewis has gone up to 34, you see, now as a result of that wicket.
Yeah.
So that's the impact of it.
Yeah, the rain just spitting a little bit, not sort of, it's only just 1 or 2 umbrellas. As
Does your garden need the rain down?
no, not quite, not at this stage. That's just worked into the onside there by Hammond. That completes the over, 30 for 1. At this stage, Somerset were 15 for 1, so Gloucestershire got double their score, but it was at this point in the innings where Somerset took 2 overs for 18 and 70.
So we can see Lewis Gregory for the first time. So Davies' last over, which included 4 boundaries. Seeing him taken out of the attack, and interesting that the Somerset 12 men has brought on 2 or 3 towels for the players to dry the ball, so you'll tuck those in the back of their trousers. in the anticipation of possibly staying out there in damp conditions. So Gregory into the attack for the first time. That's chopped down into the ground by Bracey. Gloucestershire now obviously got two left-handers in.
Yeah.
And they've got to get 11 off this over to get up with the Duckworth Lewis. Van der Merwe is one of the players with a towel. Bracey waits for Gregory. Right arm over the wicket. That's short, and Bracey's hit that in the air. That should be out. And it's not. There's a fielder coming in from the rope at deep square. Sean Dixon, I think. And he's misjudged that completely. And there were two players who might have gone for that catch. Meredith was one, Dixon was the other. The one left it, and as Dixon slid in, he didn't gather it cleanly at all.
We've seen so much of that tonight, haven't we, where the ball sort of just drops short of fielders.
Smead is brought in from deep point to the edge of the circle. Somerset have now got two out on the leg side for Hammond, so he goes a bit straighter and he'll pinch a single up to mid-on. That last Bracey shot brought him one run. One run out of life, you might argue.
Yeah, I think he was looking to put that towards fish pond somewhere, wasn't he? And leading top edge.
So now Smead drops out again on the offside. Bracey gets off the bottom half of the bat, but he's forced it up to Van der Merwe again at mid-on.
Just do with a boundary here. Don't want that DLS to get too out of control, especially with the weather coming in. Although it does look a little bit brighter, looks as if it's skirted around the side of over the college.
Gregory changes the angle of attack, comes round the wicket, and beats the attempted attacking pull of Hammond. Goes underneath his bat, I think. And the target is 189, as you can see, largely due to 79 from Tom Banton. Bancroft, the man out so far. That's in the air. That's a safe shot though, and it will go one bounce four. I'm not sure Hammond meant it to go there.
No,
but
I'm not sure he did.
That was the safest place to put it. Away over almost over the keeper's head. Off a skewed edge, and it goes effectively to the boundary at third man, one bounce for four. So 37 for one off five. And Gloucestershire at the moment might risk getting to the end of the power play short of where Somerset were, unless they have a particularly big over with Meredith. But to bowl a third of his allocation of four. Somerset trying to really push Gloucestershire behind the rate.
Well, yeah, they are, but rate's now 48 with DLS, but I'm not sure the weather's going to intervene now. I thought it might do about 10-15 minutes ago. Here's Meredith, and that's played out to point there by Bracey.
I mean, the fascinating element of this, because he plays so little T20, is what impact does Jack Leach have?
Oh, that'll be interesting. But I think if you're a good bowler at any standard, you're a good bowler.
Yeah,
you're a good bowler.
True.
Yeah. Whether that's red ball, white ball, even with a beach ball, I reckon Jack Leach can turn it. Short, Bracey pulls with a plum. One bounce, 4 runs. He might be quick, but Bracey's onto that straight away. Takes him off his nose. Gets into a nice position early.
See, for Meredith, with the orthodox third man and fine leg, they've got nobody out on the leg side outside the circle.
Yeah. Here he is. Meredith to Bracey. Full Bracey drives. Can only pick out Gregory mid-on. Jack Leach, is that Jack Leach there? Just got the towel, he's on towel duty.
It is Leach, yeah. Oh, that's Coda Cadmore, actually.
Oh, it's Coda Cadmore, yeah.
Leach is at the straighter of the two mid-wickets.
Meredith to Bracey, who drives handsomely there, down the ground. That's gorgeous. That's a lovely shot.
On shoes or not, you can't chase that. And Coda Cadmore couldn't.
Yeah, gun barrel straight there. Oh, it's off the stumps. It's off the stumps. Yeah.
So actually, it would have gone even faster to the rope had he not hit the stumps on the way through.
Probably would, yeah. It was a lovely shot, wasn't it? Bracey showing his class there. Yeah, I think the rain may have just skirted us. Bracey looking to run that one down, as he does, and gets 4 runs. He's taken 12 off this Riley Meredith over. And this is pretty much even Stevens, Ian Randall. I think we've got a game on our hands here.
There's nothing much on it now. Both teams have got to the end of the power play in better shape than looked likely at one point.
Yeah, but again, as we said earlier, I think it's, you know, the ball does a little bit. I think it's got a proud seam, this white ball, this Kookaburra white ball. I think it does a little bit early on. Meredith in, a Bracey works him off his legs. Just picks up the single. That completes the 50 for Gloucestershire at the very end of the power play, and both sides were 50 for 1 at this point. There's the worm. Have a look for yourselves at home.
So, the question is, will Gloucestershire try and steadily accumulate towards this total? The required rate is, it just makes no odds, 10 and over. It's got to be a boundary and over kind of game, this, hasn't it?
Yeah.
At least. Gregory to continue. Steered but straight to mid-off by James Bracey.
He's just bowling a nagging length, Gregory, isn't he? Using his experience here. He's been around the block, hasn't he?
Somerset skipper in this format.
Leach is warming up. The answer to your question might be known soon, Ian.
Gregory with no straight mid-off. He's got a man out at deep mid-wicket, and they'll just take 1 run. There might have been almost a thought of a second. There was a bit of a fumble out in front of the scoreboard as Bracey pulled that ball into the leg side, but they decided that 1 run was the only safe option. Whatever happens now, if we have Armageddon, there will be a result. Gregory around the wicket. Well, that's cleverly played by Hammond. He swept that for 4. Well, so it's almost it's a cross between a sweep and a pull. It's not really an orthodox sweep, but he's played it firmly enough that it's an improvised shot.
Yeah, again, it's that sort of hockey shot where the bottom hand comes in and whips it.
Hammond's at 28. Gregory into bowl turn. That's pulled. Is that going to be 4 more? It might even be 6 more. He's cleared the rope this time. He's only got 1 man out on the square leg boundary. There's a gap between that fielder and the one in front of the scoreboard, and Hammond's picked the gap and split the two and got 6 runs for his efforts. And Gloucestershire now ahead on Duckworth Lewis. That ought to be the guide. Hammond steers that into the offside. He'll pick up a single.
Yeah.
What was the sort of the old saying about Graham Gooch? Was that if he hit a boundary,
he'd want one to get off the strike.
He'd want a single off the next ball.
Yeah.
And that's in a sense what's Gloucestershire. I'm not saying that you should follow up a boundary with a single every time here, but if you've got 2 boundaries in the over, don't get too excited.
Exactly.
And lose an important wicket by going for another big shot. So they've got a couple of boundaries in this over, and Gregory's over there has cost 13, so that's just what Gloucestershire want to get them ahead of Duckworth Lewis. But again, it could be a night where batsmen just have to get in and
look at that lot there,
capitalise when they are in.
Loving it. Fans loving it here in Bristol.
And so we have the first introduction of spin, but it's not Jack Leach.
It's Ronald van der Merwe.
There aren't been. I know he's getting into the autumn of his career now, Van der Merwe, but there aren't many players who've got 3,000 runs and 300 wickets in T20
he's a
cricket.
wonderful, he's a wonderful cricketer, isn't he? He's gritty, he's nuggety, he never knows when he's beaten. And
Dan, he's a nuisance. That's what he is.
in Gloucestershire terms, yes, but sometimes you just have to doff your cap and say, what a fantastic cricketer. I mean, that knock here, I think Gloucestershire fans are still having nightmares over that innings. Here he is, bowling to Bracey, who nurdles that one into the onside. They might think about 2, they do. That's a little bit lazy from Smead, trying to pick that up one-handed.
There was a man behind him, but
yeah,
there was an extra run there because
it's just that little rain's given the grass a little bit of a, the ball just runs away quicker, doesn't it? That's why football clubs water the pitch at half-time. That's tried to chop away there by Bracey. And Smead should have he knew that they were really only going to take one, and he's just tried to pick it up one-handed there. Van der Merwe to Bracey, who cuts that one to square for a single. 66 for 1.
I don't know how much he really tries to turn it,
No,
it's all about change of length, change of pace.
Yeah, change of flight. And you turn the odd one, and it sort of just plants the seed of doubt into the batter's mind, doesn't it? Van der Merwe. Here he comes. Left arm around the wicket to Hammond, who's crunched that one for 4. That's a lovely shot, Miles Hammond.
Picked the length of that by staying in his crease, Miles Hammond.
Yeah.
It did actually straighten a little bit, but it's just because he stayed back.
I'm not sure the feel's right here. Van der Merwe is not getting much turn. It's just going across the left-hander. Unless Van der Merwe is bowling like a leg stump line at Miles Hammond, I'm not sure this feels right. Oh, he's bowled him now. Miles Hammond looking to work that one leg side. Van der Merwe enjoyed that one. And Miles Hammond departs for 39, bowled by Roelof van der Merwe. 70 for 2 in the 8th over.
The frustration of Miles Hammond, in a way, getting in, you feel as if he's set for a
big one,
a big score,
yeah,
and then either he plays the wrong shot or the bowler finds a good delivery for him.
Talking of big ones, here's 6'7" Bo Webster, big bad Bo.
Well, in a way, you could say that Hammond's kind of done his job because he's got a bit of impetus into the innings and got Gloucestershire up with the rate.
Yeah, he has. He has.
I
think the rate will rock it now with that second wicket. I think the rate might.
Well, the DL is up to 68, so they're still just ahead of it at the moment. But it might be one of those evenings where if you can't get someone to hold the thing together, there's got to be contributions right down the order.
Yeah. Vandermeer coming around the wicket to Webster, who has a big long stride and gets that out to long on for a single.
Was it at the Oval where he got 40, Webster?
Let me just go and consult the Oracle, Ian.
You were there, Dan.
I was there. Yeah, he did get 40.
Yeah. So that's the kind of contribution he needs here, just to push on from where that second wicket pair were able to recover from the loss of Bancroft. We're going to have spin at both ends now. We're going to have Leach.
I can't remember the game I saw yesterday. They're all coming thick and fast.
And just to be clear, Dan was at a game yesterday, because if the day ends in Y and there's cricket somewhere, he's at it. 71 for 2 after 8.
Covering it with a Somerset fan, actually. Sam Dalling, writer, writes, I think, called Cider Press.
Leach into the attack for the first time, and he bowls a ball which Webster just pushes up towards that long off for a single. So say spin. You're going to have slow bowling from both ends, let's put it that way. And Gregory drying the ball in a towel for Leach as he prepares to bowl to Bracey. And a bit of changing of the field. Leach around the wicket, and Bracey works that into the onside. They'll take one. There is a fielder out at deep square, so there won't be any more than a single. And Dan's on brolly watch.
I'm on brolly watch. I'm just keeping my eye on that stuff. I don't know whether it's getting dark, but this time of year, midsummer, it's the longest day of the year.
Leach again to Webster. Just nudges that past the umpire at square leg out to Dixon for one. I don't think they'll be taking many liberties with Leach, certainly in his first over. Bracey on 21. It's fired in by Leach, but Bracey's got bottom hand through it. And again, it's up to long on for a single. So they are level with the Duckworth-Lewis at the moment. 75 at the end of this over, 75 for 2 with 2 balls to go. Webster's just come in, and he'll get another single here. Again, played straight in the V up towards Swede, I think that is at the far end of the ground. He's in front of the apartments. Leach doesn't take long to get through his overs, only about a 4-pace run up. That's fired in. Bracey gets that off the bottom of the bat. You're going to get one more. Again out to deep square. So no boundaries conceded by Leach in his first over. 77 for 2. So at halfway, which was at 10 overs obviously, Somerset were 77 for 2. So Gloucestershire 77 for 2 after 9. They just like to get a big over in somewhere soon, so they could feel as if they're just slightly ahead of the chase in terms of where they want to be. Sides batting second tend to try and think of it being an over shorter allocation than you've actually got.
The lady down below us, who I've seen come back from the bar 6 or 7 times with that swept beautifully there. Reverse swept by Bracey. Intelligent cricket there from the Winterbourne lad. There's a lady down below us, so I've seen come back from the bar with about 6 times with a pint in her hand. She's just come back with 2 more.
She's very generous, obviously.
Oh, well, maybe she's, yeah. That's good cricket there from Bracey, wasn't it?
He's got, you see, Van der Merwe's got fielders up behind the wicket.
Just looking to work that one. Van der Merwe makes a polite inquiry to the umpire, but it was always going down the leg side.
He's got a short third man, a backward point, and a short fine leg, Van der Merwe.
Bracey, that goes over the top of extra cover. That's going to be 4 runs. Bracey moves into the 30s. That puts him over 250 runs now against Somerset, and his last 2 knocks unbeaten. After his 224 in the One Day Cup here last year. Just elegantly stroked out to long on there by Bracey.
Tom Abel is out at long on. Who's at long off? Yes, Kohler Cudmore at long off for Bracey, and now at long on for Webster, who I don't think, other than his first ball, has faced Van der Merwe very much.
Smashes that one. Abel's quick across the ground though. Well picked up as well. There's no twos to him. No point in taking the risks here. Gloucestershire just above the DLS, as again that cloud just skips around the ground, doesn't it? I mean, that looks full of rain, that thing. Bracey just working the ball around.
It's worth bearing in mind, here we are at 10 overs, 88 for 2. 88 for 2, plays 77 for 2 in the Somerset innings. Gloucestershire have already had 3 matches this season that have gone to the last ball. I don't know how your nerves are, but you might be into that kind of territory again.
We could be in for a treat, Ian. We could be in for a treat. But that's Marker Lane sides all over, isn't it? They take games deep, don't they? They get themselves in position. They might lose some, but they get themselves in position where it could go either way, and they take games deep.
So we're going to have Ben Green for the first time from the Ashley Down Road end. So that'll be the 6th bowler used. It's just that 1 over from Leach. Green, a slower ball, and does want to field it off his own bowling. So a good season in the competition.
Yeah, he bowled very well.
14 wickets already. He's the leading Somerset's leading wicket taker. There's a 5 in there, I should say, in one of their wins.
He came back really well at Surrey at the Oval.
Oh, Bracey tries to pull that, gets that off the bottom of the bat.
I think he got smashed for like 20 odd in his first over, and then ended up with 4 overs, 4 for 33. So he's bowled pretty well in the competition, Ben Green. Not sure about his haircut, but there was a bit of mullet action going on there. Must have picked that one up when he was on loan at Leicester earlier in the season.
Bracey on 33. That's whipped into the leg side, but there is a fielder at deep square leg, and they'll only get 1. Throw on its way to Banton. So Gloucestershire at halfway, 11 runs ahead of where Somerset were.
Yeah, the DLS at the moment is showing 91. Gloucestershire on 89.
Green from the Ashley Down Road end, and Webster defends out on the offside. It's because the pitch is, I say, almost central. It's not quite central, but still the shorter boundaries are the straight ones.
Yeah.
Gloucestershire are to attack, and Somerset have got a straight man out now at long on and long off. Webster goes down the ground, but he goes along the ground, so only get 1.
This is tight, isn't it? Tight.
Well, we've 160 at Bristol. You generally feel you're in the game. Green again. Bracey hits that in the air. Has he picked the gap between the two fielders? He has, and it's gone for 6. Van der Merwe, one of the 2 out on the rope at deep square. But a bit like Banton earlier on, Bracey's picked the gap between the two of them. It's not a big gap, but it's really precise. And there's the gentleman who I think won the draw for the cider at half time.
Look at him. He's loving it. Look at those moves.
I think he may be replacing some of the ones he drunk earlier.
It's like you, Ian, on the dance floor down the Gloucester Road, mate. Look at those moves. He moves, he grooves.
96 for 2.
Well, it's set up nicely. This is set up nicely.
Rescue what would have been a tight over by Green.
Yeah.
Jack Leach changing ends.
Yeah, Leach bowled very well. He tended to bowl from the Ashley Down Road end in the championship game, as that is driven, and Leach gets fingertips on it, but they can't stop. Webster calling Bracey through for.
Now, so can having got to 40, can Bracey be the glue of this innings? That's the key point.
If he's there at the end, I think Gloucestershire win this game.
40 off 28.
Leach, that's clever from Bracey. That's really good from James Bracey. Premeditated. But he preempted where Jack Leach was going to fire that one in. And really good, innovative cricket there from the Gloucestershire wicket keeper.
And it was out of the reach of the fielder at short fine leg, but not by much.
Where's that gone? That's just angled down the leg side. So I got distracted there. It's a rather large bee who was flying around my head and has just settled on the wall here in front of me. Leach to Bracey, who smashed that one. That's going to be out. Tom Abel, straight down his throat. And the answer to your question is, Ian, that somebody else has got to come in and do the business now if Gloucestershire are going to win this game. James Bracey departs for 44, caught by Tom Abel off the bowling of Jack Leach.
Brisk from Bracey, but brisk and short, too short, and he's annoyed as he walks off because he has given good impetus to the innings, but like Hammond earlier, he's got out once he's got in. So now the skipper, having played a very different sort of innings yesterday when it was all about big hits late on, he's now coming to join Bo Webster.
Yeah, he's in fine form, this man. Gloucestershire need him to continue that though.
Well, in fact, he'd only made 2 50s in T20 before this season, and this season he's made 2 more already.
Yeah. Leach to Taylor, who cuts that one. Just one.
The one down at Sussex very nearly brought a win.
Yeah, Davey just comes around from backward point. He likes playing Sussex, Jack Taylor. He's taken them to the cleaners on. They must hate him down there. Leach to Webster, who hits that one, and that's well fielded there.
Gregory.
That's Lewis Gregory there, skipper. Goes diving across. Yeah, the Human League comes on.
So that wicket means that Gloucestershire are 1 run behind Duckworth Lewis at the end of the 12th over. So they're just about where they need to be, but they've got to be a little bit careful here because they've got Webster, who's not faced a huge amount since he's come in, and Jack Taylor, who's just come in. And there may be maybe 2 or 3 overs here where they've just got to, if they can, pick off the bad ball and rotate the strike.
Yeah, I don't think you can blame Bracey. There's someone that had to go and, move the scoreboard along. When you're chasing 188, someone's got to do it. And Bracey just didn't time it possibly as well.
Green to continue. And Taylor will take a single up to long on, up in front of the apartments.
Jack Taylor's family looking on there. Daughter. Neil Prescott, the club's new interim CEO.
I don't see anybody leaving, that's for sure. Green into Webster, who's punched that down the ground. Again, it's along the floor. Out to Cola Cadmore at long off. Again, 1 more to the total. So in terms of overs bowled, only Meredith has bowled 3. None of the other Somerset bowlers have bowled more than 2. This is Green's second. Taylor gets a lot of bottom hand into that, works it out into the onside. They might think about getting 2 here. Webster's got long strides. He's coming back towards the bowler's end, and they make the second run, able with the return.
That's what Jack Taylor's good at as well. Yes, he's a boundary hitter. But when he doesn't hit the boundaries, he gets balls into areas where he picks up 2s as opposed to 1s.
And he's got, the long-legged Webster at the other end.
Yeah.
Green to Taylor. Oh, has he gone there? He has got a big edge on that, and Banton's taken the catch, and the skipper's gone. And Somerset know that's a big wicket. Jack Taylor trying to work it into the onside, and Banton gobbled up the edge, and it's 106 for 4.
Game on, eh? Game on.
So now Somerset with a little bit of an advantage, you feel. Not much, but a little bit, with a 4th wicket gone. Ben Charlesworth's coming in at number 6. And back to the right and left-handed combination. Still Ollie Price to come, of course, who's no mean operator himself. But Green's been a bit of a golden arm for Somerset in this tournament this year.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Charlesworth makes to face him for the first time and steers it into the gap on the offside. They'll get 1, and that's all there will be. And these two have got to be, at 2 or 3 down, you feel, well, okay, you lose a wicket, and the impetus may not be impacted too much. But at 4 down, you've got to look at what else there is to follow that can make an appreciable difference. Green to Webster, playing sensibly out into the leg side for 1 more. But that's been a good over from Ben Green. Only 6 off it and a wicket.
Yeah, really good.
108 for 4. So Gloucestershire at this stage marginally ahead of where Somerset were, but they've lost 2 more wickets, and that means that on Duckworth Lewis they're just in arrears by 6. Gives you an idea about where they need to be.
We've got 1 or 2 idiots come onto the pitch, unfortunately. Gone straight across the middle of the track, and let's hope they're removed.
They are rugby tackled by a steward, and I think in the words of John Arlott, that will be the last cricket they will see today,
and hopefully for a while as well. It's another one who's just given a Gerald Davis sidestep to a steward there. Here we go. As he's wrestled to the ground, and
in a sense, what you don't want is 2 to be taken out, and then somebody else to think it's a good idea, and you end up with almost a string of these interruptions.
Yeah, let's...
Hopefully 2 is the end of it.
Well, so I think it's probably the end of his Friday night as well, because I think he might be probably kept inside a cell for quite a while. Jack Leach to Webster. Big shout for LBW. Not out. Let's have a look at this again. Oh, that was close. That was close.
Presumably Paul Baldwin thought it wasn't going to spin. He was going to go down the leg side.
Webster looking to take Leach apart. As that's gone up in the air. That's Abels. No, Coda Cadmore, who plays up to the fans, unfortunately. Probably not what you need when you just had a couple of pitch invaders there from Tom Kohler-Cadmore. And that's the end there of Bo Webster. He goes for 9.
Somerset just tightening the grip here with 3 quick wickets. 100. Suddenly, Bracey, Taylor, and Webster. That's the engine room of a chase removed by Somerset.
Yeah, Ollie Price, the new man to the wicket.
Got runs against Sussex, but that was in a forlorn chase.
Leach. Ollie Price just nurdles him into the onside, just picks up the 1, gets off strike.
And you have to say, from this position, these two have got to do the bulk of the work to get Gloucestershire anywhere near close.
Yeah. Leach. Just Charlesworth tries to work that away. Leach goes sprawling across to his left. Cuts off the single. Gloucestershire just getting squeezed here. Somerset using their experience. Charlesworth goes onto the back foot, works that one to Kohler-Cadmore. Picks up a single.
This is Leach's 3rd over.
How long do Gloucestershire give it before they try and go long handle in? Next over, do you think? I think after that is 6, where you need 78. I think you've got to go next over, haven't you? Ollie Price goes sweeping. He's only going to get 1 though.
I mean, you could lose it very early.
You could do, but I think if you don't start to go, you know, I think you have to try and get yourself, like yesterday. What do they need? 50 off 4 yesterday, which was unlikely, but I mean that's still 28 off the next 2 to get down to that stage.
Yeah, see, so now
I think it's got to go now.
Somerset at this stage were 115 for 2, and there was another big over at over number 15. So Gloucestershire need to somehow get an over with maybe 3 boundaries in it to just restore a bit of impetus. Green's going to continue from the Ashley Down Road end. Ollie Price to take strike. But they've wrestled the initiative in the middle overs here. Price has gone down there. That's a good shot.
Oh, Ollie.
That's clean for 6. That's a good hit. Down over where long off would have been, but the fielder was up. But Price has decided that the straight route perhaps is the route to go down. I'm sure he'll be back in the championship team up at Scarborough on Sunday. Not played a lot in this tournament.
No, I'm surprised actually.
But in for Graham van Beeren tonight. It's a more orthodox shot out on the offside. But having started the over with a 6, that's given A bit of a leg up in this 15th.
Gloucestershire need an over that goes for 20 though soon. I think if they're going to get anywhere near this Somerset total. Oh, there's 6 of them.
That's cleared well by Charlesworth. He's joined the party with a big 6 away towards the scoreboard at Deep Square.
The mound stand loving it out there, look.
At the moment, only 2 of the Gloucestershire batters have got into double figures. Hammond 39, Bracey 44, nobody else. So these 2 have got to really up their game. Charlesworth almost plays on, but he's got away with it. And they've scampered through for a single.
Yeah, good cricket from Ollie Price there. Just calls Charlesworth through. Charlesworth didn't really know where the ball was. And Price did and calls him through.
Well, another clean hit in this over would give you an over with high teens.
Yeah.
14 already.
I'll give you 20.
That's what they need. Still quite a lot to do. You're still looking at 2 a ball, aren't you? That's 6 more. That's Ollie Price going down the ground. Green sent into the stands again. He needed a big over from somewhere, and this is proving to be 1, but they might need more than 1.
The mound stand getting right into this, Ian. West Country derby. Ollie Price is lighting the place up.
That was quite wide from Green, actually.
Yeah.
So it allowed Price plenty of room.
The rain starting to come down as well.
3 behind on Duckworth Lewis. Price plays the scoop. That's 4 more. 135 for 5.
That's superb cricket from Ollie Price. Clever cricket. You can see he went to Durham. Should have got first-class honours in innovative batting.
24 off that Green over, and that suddenly makes it game on once again. There is a little bit of rain in the air, but I'm sure the umpires will not want to interrupt this game unless it's absolutely essential.
It's coming down. It really is coming down here.
I don't get the impression that umpires Peveril and Ball would have any intention of going off at all at the moment. So
you need to be brave to take the players off here. You know, the crowd are right up for it.
54 needed off the last 5. 54 off 5.
54 off 5. Leach to Charlesworth. Just works him into the offside. This game's going all the way in. I think this game is going all the way.
Still, Meredith has 1 over left. Davey has 2. Gregory has 2. Van der Merwe has 2 if necessary. This is Leach's last.
Ollie Price goes big, and that's 6 more. The crowd are going loopy.
Price only dealing in 6s at the moment.
Oh, he's on 25. He's only been there, what, 6 balls? Look at that.
Even right on the rope, nothing Green could do.
7 balls. Leach. Oh, Ollie Price again. He's reverse swept that one. Oh. This is Jack Leach. This is England's premier spinner. Ollie Price is taking him to the cleaners here. The crowd are absolutely loving this. Leach to Ollie Price, fires it in. Banton doesn't take it cleanly but recovers. Ollie Price just got to be careful here, because he's 2-3 more overs of this from Ollie Price and he wins the game, but he doesn't want to get out. Has to be. It's a fine line. 146 for 5. Leach. Ollie Price has gone again. That's massive. That one's gone to the back of the mound stand. This is vandalism here from Ollie Price.
Striking a very, very clean ball.
Oh, massively.
And Somerset can put the field as well they want if he's going to clear the road.
They can't put him at the back of the mound stand. That's the 150 up. 37 to win.
35 off 10 balls he's got.
Somerset have got a think tank there, haven't they, of their senior guys. Gregory's in there with Leach, and is that Cola Cadmore in there as well? Leach. Ollie Price has gone again. That's gone 4-4. Just short of the rope.
What did I say? Only 2 batters in double figures. That was about 5 minutes ago.
21 off that Jack Leach over. I mean, Ollie, this is
now 33 off 4. Now you're right back in the balance, and Somerset feel they must need a wicket because I think Meredith is going to come back.
But we know how good Ollie Price is, yeah, and he was an England Lion last year, etc. But this is like really clean hitting, isn't it? And he's dragged Gloucestershire back into this game single-handedly.
Only his 4th match in the tournament to this point. This is his highest score, you won't be surprised to know. Now then, Charlesworth has got the pace of Meredith to cope with for over number 17. This is Meredith's last over. It's a clean hit too, that's gone straight to mid-off and there's no run. Abel with the fielding.
Good field, well fielded there by Tom Abel. So not easy in these conditions.
33 to win off 4 overs. Sort of finish that made T20 cricket what it is.
Sort of finish that puts me and you in cardiology unit soon.
Your hair's grey, I haven't got any left.
That's from watching Gloucestershire for the last few years.
Meredith to Charlesworth. Short, pulled by Charlesworth, that'll be 4. He's got that around behind square, he's got just across it enough to help it on its way. And just for a moment, Somerset are being asked some questions here and they haven't found an answer yet.
Things are happening here, Ian.
Charlesworth can hit a clean ball too.
Certainly can. But, there's no point in having to leave it to someone else. These two have got to complete the job.
29 more. Meredith to Charlesworth, that's full. He's punched it out in the offside and they'll pick up a single. Now, I wonder what Price will do against the pace of Meredith.
I reckon this might be short. And I wonder if it is whether
3 balls to
Ollie
go in
Price leans back and tries to ramp him over third. No, third's come up. Third's come up into the ring.
That would indicate it won't be short then.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be short.
Deep square, deep backward point and long on or out. Shortish, it's pulled by Price all the way along the ground out to Josh Davey. Deep square for a single.
Ollie Price takes it on. He takes it on in red ball cricket. There's not a lot he ducks or weaves. He'll take it on. Saw him at Cheltenham. I remember when he came onto the scene a few years back and he was taking on Kyle Abbott and Mohammed Abbas, when Mohammed Abbas was probably a couple of yards sharper then than he is now.
Still a good bowler though.
Still a good bowler.
2 balls to go in the 17th. 2 balls to go of the pacey Meredith. Charlesworth waits for him. Ooh, that's outside the off stump. He has not much foot movement there from Charlesworth. Just tried to play it on direction alone.
That was quick.
Didn't get a touch.
That was quick.
But that leach over has meant that although this one has only gone for 6, it's still 27 off the last 2, which is still absolutely fine. 27 to win, 3 overs after this. Well, they started needing 9, and they're going to need 9 off the last 3. That's basically where we're at.
Yeah. Now Meredith's bowled out, isn't he?
This is his last ball, unless it's a wide or a no ball. Oh, and it's edged past the fielder. It's got to go for 4. I say edged, it's a thick edge, but Charlesworth won't care about that. It's beaten the dive of Josh Davey and raced away to the boundary at 3rd man for 4 more.
$12 off that, Riley. Meredith over.
Now, interestingly, the umpire says, oh, it's a free hit. He's overstepped.
Oh!
It's 4 off a no ball.
Oh.
So we've now got a free hit. So Charlesworth can really throw himself at this. Actually, his response is good because it's.
Oh, well bowled. Well bowled. That's good cricket there from Riley Meredith.
Fox the batter with a really full delivery.
Oh,
he's tried to go wide.
That looks outside the tram lines. Charlesworth thought so as well.
But he's lent into it. But still 12 off the over. And Gloucestershire need 21 off 3. Still, I say that these 2 have to see them over the line. You don't want one of these getting out and
no, you don't,
leaving an end open to one of the bowlers who then got to come in and not really adjust. Now I know Josh Shaw did it last night off 2 balls, but it's a bit different when you've got 3 overs. Davey to come back at this pavilion end.
Yeah, Davey. I think Davey's got to go into the pitch here. You can't go too full at Ollie Price. Here he comes. That's just 1, I think. Yes, Cola Cadmore's round quickly.
You see, it's almost a run of ball now.
Yeah.
That's where Gloucestershire have got them to. So Somerset have got a problem because they can't give singles away.
No, I think what Gloucestershire need to do is go run a ball for the next 2, get themselves up to, what does that take them up to, 181, and then leave themselves 7 or 8 off the last over. Davey in, Charlesworth tickles that one into the leg side. They're happy picking up the ones here, Gloucestershire.
Well,
Somerset, I think, need to change things now. I think Gloucestershire played the rope-a-dope, as Muhammad Ali used to call it, didn't they? Bringing the man on and then hit over the top. But they don't need to do anything different. They're just ones. Davey cut the tension with a knife here at the Seat Unique. Oh, that's gone wide there from Davey. Let's have another look at this if we can. Let's see how wide this was. Yeah, that is wide. That's wide. That's outside.
Ollie Price has put his foot on the tram line there so that the umpire knows if he goes outside his foot, it's definitely a wide.
Yeah.
Barely a run a ball. Just kind of where you want it as the batting team.
Davey. Good Yorker. Price digs it out. Plays it out into the offside. Smeed off the line. Fields just a single.
Ollie Price is highest score in T20 is 46. He's got 42 off 14 balls. How absurd is that? It was instant attack when he came in.
Davey. Charlesworth goes cutting, misses out there, dot ball. Charlesworth 20 or 14.
So 4 off the over at the moment.
Missed out there, I think.
Including the wide.
Missed out, I think that he probably wanted to flash that one over those two fielders up in the ring, because behind them there's no protection. Davey. Charlesworth screams that one through the covers. Elegance personified.
That's a great
from
shot.
Ben Charlesworth.
That's to just stand tall and power it away, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely shot.
Not an authentic shot.
Reminded me of Graham Dilley, Headingley, 1981 there. Do you remember that knock in? Got 52, kept both of them company. 176 for 5, meanwhile here, 2024.
30, so 13 off 13 now.
Yeah, Somerset now do have a problem.
And these two will want to win it. They won't want to leave it to anybody else.
No, they won't. They won't. Davey, are there any more twists and turns in this West Country derby? That's down the leg side. That's another wide. Somerset can't afford these. Banton. We don't like to see that actually from Tom Banton. It's not football.
Davey claiming it was inside the tram line.
It's down the leg side. I think Banton thought it might click the pad there. Charlesworth crunches that one off the back foot. Just goes out to the man on the deep cover boundary. 178 now for 5.
11 off 2. To me, Somerset might have to go back to Van der Merwe.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
To make
Here
it,
he is.
To make it awkward.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
You know, I don't see Green bowling again. Gregory can bowl one of the last 2.
I think Gregory's got to as captain. Look at the crowd here. They're loving it here. Bristol, Friday night. What an atmosphere. Look at that.
And they are going back to Green. I'm a bit surprised.
Gregory's got to bowl. Gregory's got to bowl the final one, and isn't he? Skipper, I think you've got to actually take that responsibility.
So this is all or nothing, I think, for Somerset, because Green has got a bit of a golden arm. So does Gregory effectively back him to split this partnership up? But they've got 11 to play with. Charlesworth has got a man out at long on and a man out at long off if he wants to go straight. Green, it's a full toss and Charlesworth goes down the ground for 6. That's half of the runs they need. And Price has had really good support from Charlesworth here. That was a full toss, but Green has been loose and Charlesworth has fired it straight into the sight screens.
23-year-old and 24-year-old, 2 homegrown lads, looking as if they're about to see Gloucestershire home.
5 to win it. Josh Shaw had this equation last night at Cardiff, took him 1 ball. Gloucestershire have got 11 balls. And Charles has got 31.
This place is absolutely rocking. It is absolutely buzzing.
So off the back of a tie win-win away from home, are Gloucestershire going to make it a 3rd win in a row? They get a single here. Charlesworth just takes the one, steered out into the offside, fielded by Josh Davey. I remember, no side has chased more than 188 to win on this ground.
No.
So that little record rewritten by the home team, which is a nice way to do it rather than getting Sussex to do it, because they were the side that did it before.
Remember, it's your what's the pass?
Ollie Price, can he finish it? Where's that gone? Straight down the ground, but only for a single. Up to, I think, Abel on the boundary at long on.
So, who'd your WOB competitions man of the match be? I mean, it's got to be Ollie Price for me. I think he's changed this game. Completely. I know Miles Hammond has got, Bracey's got 44.
In terms of changing it, yes.
Yeah, Ollie Price has influenced this game more than anyone else, and I think he deserves that award. But
three to win,
not down to us.
9 balls left. Charlesworth is going to finish it with a 4 away to deep square. He finishes on 36 not out. Ollie Price on 43 not out. They came together at 108 for 5, and they've added 82, and they've won the game, Gloucestershire, with at least an over to spare, and they've beaten their old rivals here at Bristol for the first time in 4 attempts in T20 cricket.
David Sid Lawrence, that one's for you, pal. Gloucestershire win here by 5 wickets, and Price and Charlesworth were immense. Again, 1 or 2 idiots coming onto the pitch, unfortunately.
But a really good chase by Gloucestershire of a good Somerset total. Let's be clear, 188 looked a challenging chase on a used pitch. And at one stage, when those 3 wickets went down in quick succession, you wondered if Somerset had taken the initiative from 101 for 2 to 108 for 5. Bracey, Jack Taylor and Webster all gone in that period, and then Charlesworth and Ollie Price absolutely thundered Gloucestershire towards their victory. Charlesworth hitting 36 not out, Price 43 not out, not quite his best score in T20, but Ben Green, 3 overs and 4 balls, 1 for 50. That was where the punishment was dished out to the bowling at the Ashley Down Road end, and for Gloucestershire it squeezed them with a lot of other matches being played tonight. We'll interested to see what the table looks like at the end of tonight, but it's kept them right in touch with the top 4.
Yeah, I think what you've seen there, 2 guys who are thriving under this Mark Elaine regime here, showing real maturity. That game would have been lost last year, and they never know they're beaten. And now you look at them in the competition. What's that? 6 in a row? 6 games unbeaten? 5 games unbeaten.
So it's tie, win, win, win. The last 4.
Yeah. Okay. But they've gone away to Surrey. They've had Somerset here, who were the champions last year. They're tough games. Gloucestershire look dead and buried. They've gone over to Cardiff last night and won. Long trip to Kent's never easy down at Canterbury. They've won, and they're showing signs that they've got potential, that they could even be in the mix for finals day.
Last game in Bristol this season in the T20 in the group stages tonight. The remaining 3 are all at Cheltenham. They're all against sides at the moment who are below Gloucestershire in the table. They have a chance at the College to really put themselves in the mix for the conclusion of the group stage.
Getting the quarter-finals. Oh, yeah. Or the last 8 anyway.
Yeah.
But
so tonight, just to remind you, Somerset 188 for 4, Banton 79, Abel 39. They're 2 main contributors. Josh Shaw with 2 wickets, 1 for Webster, 1 for De Lange. In the Gloucestershire reply, Bancroft out early, then Hammond and Bracey, 39 and 44 respectively, added 41 for the 2nd wicket. Then with that brief sort of wobble mid-innings, you wondered about what Gloucestershire had left. They still needed 81 when Charlesworth and Price joined forces, and those 81 runs came in less than 6 overs to win the match.
Wow. I mean, it's just that never say die attitude, isn't it? It really is. And I think that sends out a statement you know, the Gloucestershire mean business in this Vitality Blast T20.
Sorry, Dan. There is the details of the next game.
Yep, get your tickets.
Afternoon match, remember, at Cheltenham, 2:30 on Friday the 5th of July. It's the day after the election. So if you can make it to the college, great. If you can't make it to the college, we'll be there with commentary from the college ground on that Friday afternoon.
Take the Friday off work, stay up all night, watch the general election, have a little bit of a snooze in the morning, and get your tickets on glosscricket.co.uk, and you'll be in for an absolute treat. Even if you're in Bristol, get up to Cheltenham. It's absolutely fantastic there. It's a wonderful, wonderful festival. And what an atmosphere here tonight, Ian. How good was that atmosphere?
It is for this match because people know this is an event as well as a cricket match.
Yeah.
And if you've got a passing interest in cricket, but you understand that this is an event, that's why people turn up.
Yeah. How much of an influence do you think this Bristol crowd had tonight on bringing home the boys? Because I think, you know, did Somerset crumble? I mean, I know it's brilliance there from Charlesworth and Price, and take nothing away from them. But if Somerset crumbled a little bit under, you know, the intensity of the Bristol crowd here,
I wonder whether Ollie Price's aggressive approach really surprised them.
yeah,
You said when they came out whether they might take a couple of overs of just rotating the strike and then really press the accelerator. Ollie Price wasn't prepared to do that. He just got in and put his foot flat to the floor straight away.
yeah, certainly did, and he was absolutely outstanding. He was superb. He was just, I mean, we know how good he is, but even that surprised me. You know, Ollie Price, I've actually run out of superlatives to describe him. He's that good. And
I mean, he's played a limited role this year in this tournament. We've thought maybe that was because he wasn't seen as a live bowling option, perhaps.
no,
Which was a different situation to last year when he was very much seen as a live bowling.
yeah, definitely.
But let's be fair, coming in at number 7, he's been an absolute ideal man down the order to really come in and attack this Somerset bowling in a way perhaps that they didn't expect.
No, they didn't. I think it surprised us. I think it surprised Somerset as well. And I mean, you have to feel sorry a little bit for Ben Green, but you know, I mean, take nothing away from Price and Charlesworth. And I think, you know, Gloucestershire, it's a small, tight-knit club. There's been some dreadful news come out today about David Lawrence, and it is like a family here. The fans, the players, the staff, they're, you know, in cahoots with each other, aren't they? And seeing two homegrown youngsters like that in Charlesworth and Ollie Price is just, I mean, the fans love that sort of thing, don't they?
They do. Just to say too that not only the T20 of course covered on the stream, the championship match at Scarborough starts on Sunday, and Ed Seaborn and Jonathan Doidge will provide you with commentary from North Marine Road.
Yeah.
Meanwhile here, the crowd are steadily filtering away. There's quite a lot for them to talk about on their way home tonight, not least that partnership between Price and Charles who won the game. Thank you for your company tonight. Thanks for James Healy for his work on the cameras. Are we trying to see if we can get a live interview? Is that the theory? I think that may have to wait. So that will be posted on our social media channels later on tonight. But a win in the derby for Gloucestershire for the first time after 3 defeats here to Somerset tonight. They've bounced back, so to speak, from a couple of defeats at home, but after some good away results, with a win tonight by 5 wickets. Thanks, Dan, for your company. Good to see you again.
Thanks, Ian. It's like Morecambe without wise, you know, not having you.
We'll see you at the college on Friday the 5th.
Looking forward to it.
Have a good weekend, all. I'm sure you will. Good luck for us all.